Whistle with the pen, I'm learning life. My thirst is divine. Words inspire with perfect time. Nurtured right. Them man there be learning lines, rehearsing life. Trust me, far from certified. Acting while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. We're back. Another live stream, another video. Not the same time, I know, but we were out filming with Expressions. There's going to be videos on his channel, on Chelsea Fan TV as well in the coming days, so check it out. But that's the reason why we're a bit later than usual. Usually it's the 2:30 to 3 p.m. time, so to everyone in other time zones, sorry, but it is what it is. I'm glad I did it today, though, because there has not been a lot of developments on the Fofana and De Jong front. It's been a bit quiet, but there's still topics to talk about on that front, but there hasn't been the amount of movement that we expected. There's talk on Fofana that we can get into, Conor Gallagher, and interest from Crystal Palace looking to re-sign him, as well as West Ham that we spoke about yesterday. We'll talk about Kepa, because it looks more and more likely that Kepa's going to be staying for next season. Potential rumours of a DM still who might be leaving at the end of the window, but again, I don't think it's that likely, but we'll still talk about it. And yeah, plenty of topics to get into. Big up everyone that's locked in. We've got over 150 of you guys in here. Smash the like and subscribe button. As always, check out Jerseys FC for your top quality football kits. Also, use the code CarefreeLewisG for 20% off. Kits as just like this glorious little home kit. Check out Prayer for the Ops as well. Give Flawless some love. It's in the comment section below. And yeah, big up everyone that's locked in. Declared Santiago, Tebe, Chelsea fan, Treble George, beautiful game as always. Alex, Liam Lane, Jesters, big up everyone that's in here. We've got 200 already. Let's try and get to 200 likes before I send the link out to the panel. Big up everyone complimenting the trim as well. Love to get a little compliment here and there. Big up Ryan as well on the Twitch, because barely anybody is on the Twitch. I think you're the only one in there. You're the only one who goes onto the Twitch. So big up to yourself for doing that. I appreciate it. Let's talk about De Jong, because we'll just get out of the way, because we were meant to be hearing big news and everything like that, and we really didn't. All I saw that was interesting was from Jason Burt at The Telegraph, who said De Jong doesn't want to leave Barcelona, his ideal club, the one he dreamt of joining as a kid, and where him and his partner are happily settled. His partner in particular is understood to be desperate to continue living in Barcelona. Now, if that is a reason for why he wants to stay, I understand. You always got to keep your missus happy in a relationship. And Barcelona's a nice city as well, but why is London getting so much hate? London's decent. Big up Flawless in the comment section, my guy. Everyone, check out Prayer and the Ops. It's in the description for down below. Frosted Myth said, big up, bro. Your mate Depression didn't read my super chat on this channel, and I don't blame him. Big up Expressions. What did you super chat? Let me know, because it probably all depends on what you said. But if his missus is a factor of why he wants to stay, I get why he's still staying there. He could potentially still get all of his money back from Barcelona and cripple the club too. I'm not saying it's guaranteed that he's going to stay or that he's going to leave. I already said whatever happens will probably be later on in the window. So this is going to get drawn out. I'm not going to jump to a conclusion and say, oh, he's staying. He's 100% not going to leave. Things could change, but that could be potentially another factor that no one's spoken about. And I understand why you'd want to stay if that's one of the reasons for it. But still, London's nice. It's not like Manchester. Sorry, Flawless, but yeah, no. Manchester, like 90% of it ain't that. But big up yourself, my guy. What else are you guys saying on the De Jong topic? But I don't think we'll stay on it for too long. There was never going to be a lot on that anyway. Everyone's saying De Jong isn't coming. He's staying. Looks like it, but like the news changes every single day. A couple of days ago, everyone was saying Frenkie De Jong was going to be confirmed. It's all a waiting game. I'm not going to jump off the basis of one article. I just think that's just an extra side to the story that no one's spoken about. But that's it. That's it. Chasing after someone that don't want to come is bad enough, but the missus doesn't want to move as well. Wasted time. I get why Chelsea are pursuing it, though. If a player like Frenkie de Jong is up for sale, then who is really going to say no to a player of that quality, especially when you see how slowly we move the ball from midfield? I don't blame us, but this shouldn't really be the main focus until Frenkie de Jong makes a decision. And Chelsea to be honest, have kind of shown that stance anyway. Like, there's talks, but they're not dropping a bid in or anything like that until Frenkie de Jong decides to make the decision himself that he wants to leave. Until we see that decision, all we're doing is waiting. So I'm not jumping to conclusions on anything. I personally don't think any of you guys should as well. But whatever your thoughts are is whatever your thoughts. I'm not saying Frenkie de Jong for 80 million is too much. Nah, it's a long-term investment. If he's there for the full 5 years, then I think that's completely fair money. Judge the player on when he leaves the club. And also, I used to get so vexed on money, and then I just deep it's not really my money. So I don't really care too much. Shaq says, as long as he doesn't go to Man U, I'm fine. Bro, the last thing I have to worry about is Frenkie de Jong going to Manchester United. That is not happening. He doesn't want to go to... He'd rather go to London than Manchester, and he don't even want to leave Barcelona. So I am definitely not worried about him going to Man U. That's 100% not happening. What else are we saying? Which says letting your missus... It's not... I don't even think it's a case of letting your missus run you. It's just if you're in a long-term relationship, you have to take their thoughts into account as well. It's not really just all do what you want. Like, I don't even know if I should go into the topic of dynamics of a relationship, but I understand if you would want to stay because of that. Gerard Moreno said Frenkie de Jong to United was 95% done back in May. That's in May, though. Like, Frenkie de Jong, I would be very, very fucking surprised if he ended up at United. It's not happening. On to Fofana. Again, not really too much. Brendan Rodgers spoke on him, saying there was 2 bids, but nowhere near what the club would consider. We're not looking to sell. Naturally, if there's interest from other clubs, that is looked at by the club, which is a completely different stance to him saying he's just not for sale a couple of weeks ago. It's just a case of valuation, which we already know about. And they're in talks, which at the least shows that there's a willingness to consider paying the full amount. And I actually think Chelsea will do it. They're just going to try and negotiate for lower for as long as they can. And then I think eventually we're going to pay the 85 million or 90 million or whatever the final fee is. I think maybe, to be honest, add-ons and also the installment plans are probably a big reason for why this has taken ages too. But I do think that they're going to come to an agreement. But again, slow news day on the Fofana and de Jong front. There's not too much. Leave that scumbag of a club. Don't care if it's his dream club. They're using him. It's one or two ways. If he stays there, they're going to go bankrupt. So either win in the short term or win in the long term. I want de Jong to join us, but if he stays there, gets his money, keeps his missus happy, and drags that club into the mud, is what it is. Is what it is. I'm not going to care too much. Yeah, Fofana, not too much on that front. Yeah, I'll be real. I was debating whether to even stream today, but there was a couple of topics that popped up. I haven't even got through to them yet. Kepa. Salvatore Sirigu has already been signed for Napoli, and it looks like they're closer to signing Keylor Navas. So Kepa's probably going to be staying for the rest of the season. We've put him up for 30 million. No one stepped in for a bid. I think Napoli was the only one that even went into like serious talks, but now they're looking for other options because, well, for number one, Navas is better. Also, Navas will be a long-term signing for them. They want to loan Kepa for the season and have us pay 75% of their wages. And then Kepa's just going to come back at the end of it all. Like, it's our fault for keeping him on a 7-year contract. It is what it is. But Kepa, I don't think is going to Napoli. I think he's going to be here for the rest of the season. And even if we do need to get rid of him, I mean, we still would have to go and get a number 2 afterwards. And we're looking for so many other areas of the squad that we need to invest in. I understand if we end up having to keep Kepa for another year. Is what it is. Little boy says Matt's been popping bottles all day. Probably. Like, he's going to be so gassed when he sees that news. Glad he's probably asleep because I think it's like 2 or 3 a.m. in Australia. I don't know. But yeah, Kepa looks very likely to stay. Marty Silva says use Kepa in the Fofana deal. No, because his wages will still have to come into play with that. Like, you could use him for a transfer valuation, but then they still have to agree wages. And what's going to happen when he wants the same amount of wages that he's been on? It is what it is. I think we're just going to be stuck with Kepa. We're the ones that gave him a 7-year contract. So until we can find a club that wants to at least loan him and see if we can raise his transfer valuation, it's going to be warm in that bench. He's going to be warm in that bench. Kepa deserves game time, maybe a loan. Yeah, but no one wants to take him on those wages. No one's even come in for him. No one has. Kepa was there for the taking. He's one of the players that Tuchel wants to get rid of. So it is what it is. No one's come in for him. We had him for 30 million. No one came in. Nobody. 400 of you guys in here. How many likes have we got? 94. Guys, come on. That's not even a quarter of you lot in here. Everyone, if you guys haven't done it already, hit that like button, press the subscribe button. We're on the road to 30k, so everyone, wheel up the like and subscribe buttons if you guys haven't done it. What else was there? Conor Gallagher back to Crystal Palace potentially. Crystal Palace want to try and re-sign him on loan for another season. And they're trying to use the lure of World Cup football to try and push him to leave because Crystal Palace would offer him a lot more game time. He's already had a key part in the squad for last season, so he'd fit in seamlessly and understands the system. Had a good year there. I'm not surprised they want to take him back on loan for another year. Maybe that could tempt Gallagher, like the lure of potentially playing in the World Cup, because more game time would give him the potential to show himself. But I don't think Tuchel would allow it either. Like, I think Tuchel 100% wants to keep him in the squad. I think he'd be good squad depth for us as well, and he has the opportunity to show himself against better midfielders and fight for a spot in the squad. So I think the interest is there, but I would be very surprised if Gallagher goes on loan, unless he specifically asks for it himself. Maybe if he asks, maybe you'll see something different. Lewis says, say things are happening, likes will hit 200. If I say 48 hours on De Jong or something, I bet I get 400 likes. 100%. If I just blurt 38, 48, 24 hours, say I have news or some bollocks, maybe, I don't know. Get Zaha in and Gallagher on loan? Potentially, but I heard Hudson-Odoi could be in a deal involving Wilfried Zaha. And that makes more sense because it's a like-for-like replacement. Maybe if they wanted Gallagher on loan more, maybe I'd understand that, but Zaha leaving puts a massive hole in their squad. So I think they would rather fill that with a winger replacement. I don't think Gallagher goes on loan anywhere unless he asks for it, because Tuchel, I think, is still keen on him. What's our ideal front three for the season? Depends on who comes in. Depends on who comes in. Until then, I can't tell you. Right now, it's Sterling, Havertz, and Mount. But that's just because I think they're the most experienced in that position. Ziyech is only really good in the 4. Pulisic potentially, but he had an iffy preseason. And to be honest, all of them did. I don't know. I don't know. I'll debate it based on the Spurs game. I'm not sure. Zaha is 95% of that Palace squad. Yep, it's a massive loss for them. Wilfried Zaha has been too good for Palace for years. But he's the one who signed a 6-year deal. That's why he hasn't gone anywhere. Do you really want Zaha? For me, it just brings problems with his anger issues and everything. What goes on with him behind the scenes? All I heard was something with Moyes' daughter when he was at United, and that's it. Yeah, he gets a bit angry on the pitch, but who cares? Like, what was his name? When Diego Costa was here, no one cared about the fact that he had anger issues. Rudiger as well. Everyone loved the fact he was up for a fight. Now, because it's Wilfried Zaha, I want to use it against him. Nah, I like that sort of energy. I've got nothing against him and his anger issues. I kind of think it's a no story in that front. Last thing I did want to talk about was Simon Phillips saying Jorginho and Kante, as of right now, look unlikely to sign new contract extensions, with both still open to leaving this window. A few days ago as well, we did hear from Dean Jones saying that he was always told to expect that one of the holding midfielders would probably leave, and that was most likely to be Jorginho. Juventus have had long-standing interest in him as well. I could see it happening if De Jong came in, but this is so reliant on the De Jong deal for me. You can't let either of them leave without a replacement already in the door. And even then, I think Jorginho should be staying if De Jong comes in, because we only have one DM anyway in Jorginho, and Gilmour looks likely to be going on loan. So I don't think either of them leave. Like, we're putting ourselves against a wall in terms of contract negotiations, because as soon as the window closes, they both have leverage, because they could both just walk away for free and we can't do anything about it. But we can't afford to let either of them leave at this stage in the window. We don't even know what's happening with De Jong, and we're talking about Jorginho or Kante leaving. It cannot happen. It can't happen right now. Let me know you guys' thoughts. I did see it pop up, so I wanted to talk about it, but there's no chance we could allow that to happen unless one or potentially even two midfielders come in. Yeah, I'll send the link out. One sec. It's a bit late anyway. Cool. Right, while I'm sending the link out, everyone smash the likes. Give me a second. I'm just going to sort this and then see you guys' comments. And yeah, that should be it. Cool. Yes, bro. What are you saying? You all good?
You got the one-man panel.
Hey, might be a bit more peaceful. So I don't even
It'd be a
mind.
lot more peaceful. There you go. Oh, I just had to ask this question: who does Bert and Ernie write for?
Telegraph. I think the same one Matt Law does.
And what team does he usually involved in when he's reporting stuff?
I don't even know.
I think he's like their United guy. And
so they still have some sort of interest in De Jong anyway, even though that's unlikely.
No, this is a classic case of let's do some damage control. So let's put out stories that his wife doesn't want to leave Barcelona, that, you know, blah, blah, blah. This is all waffle. Okay.
I think it's just a no story. I thought for me, at the most, it's a potentially another side that you could look at, but you can't speak too much on it because who the hell knows about a player's relationship?
Right. But what it looks like
bro.
me, what's been always been told to me is that clubs like to do damage control when they miss out on somebody, right?
Mm.
And especially listen to Goldbridge and how Man United does it. And so they're going to come out and go, well, we couldn't get him because the wife didn't want to leave Barcelona. And it'll be another story. You know, he just loves Barcelona and he never wants to leave Barcelona. It's his boyhood dream to play at Barcelona. That's all bullshit. It's big time bullshit.
Didn't he pick Barca over like any other options that he had?
What other option did he have?
I don't even recall. It was back in 2019.
Okay, and they gave him a shit ton of money. Even his original contract.
You know what? Yeah, the money was probably a big factor. Their wage structure was ridiculous at that time.
Yeah, even the first one was I think 450 or something like that. Something insane.
Yeah, they had Coutinho on like 800K a week.
Yeah, so it's this idea that this is my favorite club. These guys are there to make money in their short careers. And where they can make the most money and get the most exposure with Champions League football and winning things, to leave a legacy, that's where they're going to go. And if it at the point it happened to be Barcelona. Now, the only one I've ever heard of it was PSG, where Tuchel was interested in him. Whether PSG ever went in or put out a bid for him, who knows? But
yeah, people are saying it in the comments as well. 2019. They went in for him. I think that would have been after the Ajax season.
Yeah, but this idea that his wife doesn't want to go, and that's the same thing we put out about Dembele, wasn't it? That his wife didn't want to go.
No, I didn't hear nothing about his wife.
Yeah, I heard that come out too.
Let me know in the comments if you heard about it. I don't recall.
His wife didn't want to go to London. They wanted to stay in Barcelona. I mean, it's just okay, fine. I understand London is rainy and it's not, it's a colder winter, but a big city is a big city. You can find whatever you want in any of those big cities.
London is a nice city. Barcelona might be better. Like, I've been there.
I couldn't tell you.
Long.
I hate living in cities. That's why I don't live in a big city now. It's too many fucking people.
London
just
is especially around Central. I even blame you. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you.
Bro, I just hey, less people the better. So for me, I think it's just some face saving from United as a club, sending out, hey, we were told that his wife doesn't want to leave, and this is the reason we didn't get him, and this is the reason we didn't get him, because they look like absolute idiots right now. They spent their whole summer on one person, And so it goes two ways. Either he stays at Barcelona and they get mudded, or he comes to Chelsea and they get even more mudded, right? Because a team that was just barely in for him and is a small club with no history just beat out the biggest club in the world, according to them. So I can't tell you for 100% Frenkie de Jong is coming to Chelsea. I don't know. But what I do know is he's not going to United.
That's big facts. We all know that.
What if I said that? I mean, I do probably agree with your overall point that they're probably trying to save face, but I think I had heard that story for several weeks ago that his wife wanted to stay at Barcelona. She loved it there, whatnot, or his fiance, because I don't think they're married yet. I've heard that for a while.
Oh, so. Well then, she don't get a vote. She don't get a vote if they ain't married. She don't get a vote.
I get him wanting to keep his missus happy. I understand. I think it's a different dynamic that doesn't get spoken about a lot in transfers. So I get it.
I get it too. As a married man, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. It happens a lot more than you realize. Same thing with what's his name, Hakimi last summer.
Hell, the whole Courtois situation was because his family was in Madrid. They didn't want to go to London.
That's different. You're married with kids.
Were they married or was it a separation? I don't even know.
I don't know. Look, there's a difference between a man wanting to be around his kids and
actually, yeah. No, I get you.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah, when it's kids, it's a lot more different.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's not a reason or he shouldn't take her feelings into consideration, but if he stays there, he looks like an absolute twat. He does.
Does he?
Yes, he absolutely does.
A little
I'm
bit.
not taking a pay cut. Okay, I'm going to take a pay cut. You look like a freaking twat.
So what, if he stays, he is taking a pay cut?
100%.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Or is it they're going to try and force him, but can they legally make him take a pay cut?
That's the only way. They've already come out and said that's the only way he stays at Barcelona is if he takes a pay cut of 50%.
So what if he stays and they bring in Bernardo Silva?
But they can't do that. If he stays, Bernardo Silva doesn't go.
They might play him.
Christensen comes
if he takes pay cut, he can stay and Bernardo Silva can go.
Yeah, that's not true. That is not true.
Center back. They can play him center back like they do.
Oh my gosh!
Everyone run the lights up.
You know they don't have problem with money. They have problem with what's his name, with La Liga, with the salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
So if he has a salary, if he goes salary down, they can send whatever frick they want.
They can. You're right. But I don't think they're gonna load up on.
That's a different story. But if
300 grand, we're talking about 300 grand, right? So you're gonna have Lewandowski, Dembele, Christensen, Kessie, Rafinha, and whoever else. They're all gonna just make.
It's not only 300.
Total at 300 grand.
It's not only 300.
It's
sure it is.
It's not.
No, it's not. Half is 300,000.
Yeah,
he's
but
making 600,000. Half is 300,000.
I know it's 300,000. That's not the. You think that De Jong is important wages for all of them, but that's not true. De Jong is a part.
It's not gonna
of that. It's not only on De Jong. They have a liver that will cover players. They just want to do it all at once. So it will be a massive one thing. That's it.
Right, big up Frosted Myth with the donation saying I was very nice to expressions. I told him that, bro, nice background. You should add some trophies when he was streaming Spurs pre-season game. Fuck's sakes, man. Big up yourself anyway, my guy with the donation. As always, check out the previews as well of expressions that should be out over the next coming days. The DM stuff. I did see this pop up from Simon Phillips that Jorginho and Kante look unlikely to sign new contract extensions. Both are still opening to leave in this window. Do you think that either would leave without De Jong coming in first?
No.
Or that Chelsea would even allow it?
We wouldn't allow it.
I don't. Even with the Jorginho and Juve interest.
We're in a different under a different regime in a different time. I think you look at the fact that Bowley and that are more than happy to rip up contracts reportedly. they're more than happy to terminate contracts and just take the hit. I think they'd be willing to take the hit on these two and just release them on a free at the end of next season. If it meant not handicapping yourself for the coming season and like just selling 2 midfielders when we only have like 4.
Yeah, but at this point, Jorginho and Kante look more like a handicap when they're playing than not on the field.
But then if we
I'd
get
rather
rid of
have
them and don't bring anyone in, it's going to be worse options.
I was going to say, because then we're going to have a midfield of Kovacic and Gallagher the entire season.
No, I didn't say we wouldn't bring anybody else in.
When Kovacic
You
is
said
playing-
No, but Lewis literally just said, what are we going to do in terms of, does it look like they're going to go,
Okay.
especially if we don't bring De Jong in? And I said, no.
Not De Jong as well. We'll stretch it if we don't bring a midfielder in.
Well,
I'll take Jorginho out under any circumstance.
I know you will, man.
good Lord. No, I think
Imagine that.
I think a midfielder will come in because I think Kuku has had enough. Look, he's already said he's had enough with everybody in attack, sans Sterling, right? Because that's his guy. Everybody, and probably Broja. Everybody else, he would probably sell if the right bid came in.
Jorginho getting out of this team will transform this team. I hope we stop playing that slow jazz sideways football when he gets out.
I don't think it's going to transform immediately.
I was going to say, it's literally not going to change anything because we play like that without Jorginho.
Yeah, because he has imprinted that in the team. But when he leaves and he takes that cancer with him, we will transform. We become a better team.
I beg you explain to me how that
Hold
works.
on a second.
No, I'm sorry. I beg you explain to me how that works. So the guy that you claim is too slow for our team then doesn't play, and we're still slow, but it's still his fault, even when he doesn't. I beg you explain that to me.
Okay.
Please explain how that works.
Let me explain that to you. So what I'm saying is, if Jorginho plays slow, right? If he leaves, we used to play in that. He has been here for 5 years. We used to play in that football, that slow jam football. When he's absent, when he's injured, we still play that football. You know what I mean?
So when he's out, we still play the same way. So that tells you it's not just a Jorginho issue then.
Not necessarily. What I'm saying, like he sets the tone in midfield, right? He gets the ball and he sets the tone in midfield.
I'm not talking. I know that. I'm talking about when he doesn't play. So how can you set the tone in midfield when you don't play, bro? So when we have Kante and Kovacic and we're still slow, then it's not Jorginho's fault. It's just
Scott, it's not like when he doesn't play, we're always slow. Like against Liverpool, we are fast, or Madrid.
I was there and watched my own eyes when we did it against Everton when we were slow.
And sometimes I will give you that, Scott. Sometimes we're slow. I'll give you.
Do you remember Everton away last season, bro?
I was there, bro. I watched it with my own eyes. It was the only game I went to the whole season.
Sometimes we're slow, but it's not always. Sometimes we're slow, but it's not always. But what I'm saying is, he has been here 5 years, and we used to play in that way. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but then there's also been times, again, I can do this.
Wait. So 17-18 under Antonio Conte, we played electric, fast-flowing football.
Oh, that was
it's not even that. There's I can
with
pick out
Jorginho in that squad.
That was
right?
that was the whole team. That was the whole team. The team was
I
dead.
can
That
pick
team
out
was dead.
games though. This doesn't make any sense.
The
I can pick out
scapegoating
games.
is unbelievable.
I was gonna say I can pick out games both from the start of this season, like a pre-season this year, and last season when we played fast under Jorginho and we played quick football. Juve, did he play against Juve when we won 4-0? Was he in the midfield for that game or not?
I think so.
Oh, there we go. But like,
Scott, let me say something.
I don't understand. Like, I get that people don't want Jorginho. That's fine. But like, this argument.
Let me. I don't agree with what he's saying. Even if Jorginho leaves, I still think we're gonna play the way we play. That's not about Jorginho. Even if people were upset with Mikel because Mikel was sideways passing, and I don't. From my DM, I expect him sideways passing too. That's not his job to pass forward. It's the problem is because Jorginho is slow, Kovacic not good by passing the ball forward, and the problem with Jorginho is specifically with Jorginho, he requires for the players who receive the pass from him to be close enough to him. That's the only problem with Jorginho on the offensive zone. On the defensive zone, there's a bunch of problems. But, for example, if we get in somebody in a DM position, I expect him to be somehow around Jorginho style of play, because I think Tuchel likes it. The difference between those side passes. If we get in cut out, we will have somebody who can challenge, and Jorginho doesn't do that. I understand that the slowness, the slowness, how you said, the slow of the pace of the game. It's Jorginho said it, but is Jorginho's only problem on it? No, because Kovacic does not pass it either. He rather carry the ball from midfield all the way to the front line. Do you see what I'm saying? And no matter how you try carrying the ball, it's not as fast as you passing the ball. It's a 2-2 situation. That's why people think that what's his name? That De Jong is 6. De Jong is not a 6. He's the guy that sits beside 6.
Don't go there, Alex. Just nice already. The youngest 6 debate again.
Do you think that that I care what people think? No.
No, I know
my
De Jong is
game.
not 6. I know De Jong is not 6. I know, but it's gonna be another debate again, another 1-hour debate.
Let's have
Well,
it.
it won't even matter if you don't come. So
Uh,
it is what it is.
The question about De Jong. If the guy bending over to be treated by fans, by the club, that bad, and he still agrees to stay at Barcelona, do you want
Yeah,
that
but like,
kind
that
of
was
bend
only
over?
a couple of fans. That was
Th-
only
no,
he got
no,
cheered by the
it's not
he
only a
got cheered
couple
by
of
the
fans.
Barcelona fans when he came on like in that
No.
friendly a couple of days ago.
Okay, maybe not the
And that's a
fans,
much
but
bigger amount of fans.
But the club himself, the president of the club, would you want that kind of weak ass mentality at your club that lets you care, that lets you be treated like that by the owners,
What do you mean?
by the manager? What?
What, and
Do you-
still chooses to stay?
yeah.
He's talking about a Smile campaign that the president did. Man.
To be fair, we
Um,
don't have the background of everything that's going on. That's
if you
all I-
want to stay, it shows
No.
persistence if you're still
What I'm
sticking
saying
at
is,
it.
Xavi doesn't want him over there at all. He put him as
No.
a center back.
no, Xavi likes him. That whole center back.
Yeah.
Xavi doesn't plan.
He's
That's
showing it. He's showing it best way. I mean, by put him in as a center back.
He played center back one game.
What I'm saying is, do you want that kind of mentality at your club? If somebody treated you that bad in the club, would you still take him?
If-
but if he's saying I'm not leaving and you're going to give me my money, then yes.
Yeah, it's not only about the money. Apparently, there is a little pussy over there that wants him. Like,
No.
I don't know.
No, but what you're
It's
saying is
Beyonce.
you're saying that he's going to
His
stay there and take a
girlfriend
pay cut. We've
But,
not
I mean-
heard anything about that. Only thing we've heard is he wants to stay and not take a pay cut.
Okay, but he's eventually gonna have to take a pay cut if he wants to stay. So
Apparently, he's not said that, and nobody's reporting that.
he said that. He literally said it. I'm not leaving.
But he didn't say I'm taking a pay cut, did he? Only thing
just
we've
said
heard
he's not
from
leaving.
his side.
Okay.
Only thing we've heard from his side is he's not leaving and he's not taking a pay cut.
And only thing I heard from our side, from Chelsea, saying Chelsea will place the bid if he will tell them that he wants to leave.
Yeah.
He didn't tell Chelsea that, did he?
Have you placed a bid?
Yeah. No. So
No, we haven't.
exactly. He's staying in Barcelona. That's it.
Yeah.
No, it's not done yet.
But
It's not
Alex
done yet.
say that
There's
he
still plenty of time in the
So
window.
there's nothing, hey, Lewis,
What-
we're done. There's nothing to talk about anymore. You can
No,
stop
but what
here.
Barca actually
Frenkie
made
de
it
Jong
clear that
isn't
if he
over.
did
It's not
stay,
over by a long shot. People are
Hey,
being a bit
Barca made-
reactionary right now with it. It's just we were told there'll be news today, and like that's never fucking accurate anyway. I said this would be a long-term deal. This would be a deal that would be drawn out throughout the window. So I'm
It
not
can't
surprised
be.
that it's not done
They,
yet.
they have a deadline of Saturday.
For the
they
first-
don't.
Saturday.
They'll pull out
that,
the deal.
that might not even be true as
What
well.
happens if it goes on past Saturday?
just
No, they don't.
So
No,
the
they
end of-
don't. They have until
Okay.
August 31st. Like
Okay, that's
everybody
fine.
else.
So who's going to
Then we
play
have till then.
when they play this weekend? Tell me their lineup, please. Somebody tell me their lineup.
dude.
There's what's his name?
Lewandowski up front.
No, they're not
No,
registered.
not
Yeah,
Lewandowski.
Obama,
They have a team over there.
Oh no, wait, they ain't registered him either.
but they
They have a team.
enough team to field against Rayo Vallecano.
De Jong,
Yeah.
center
They'll be
back.
fine this weekend. They're not playing Real Madrid or Atletico. They'll be fine this weekend.
Will be fine, exactly.
Okay, what about next
Hey,
weekend?
Well, the hope is that they take care of
It's
it.
not set out that they'll be fine. Like, do you remember their squad at the start of last season and the position they were in the league?
Most of the La Liga games are going to be weaker teams. They'll manage. I don't know what their schedule is like past the first week, but I think
How long are these players not going to play and just say, okay?
3 or 4 games until the end of the month. They have until the end of the month. I'm sure the likes of Kessié and Christensen, they're watching. They're paying attention. But they have 3
Even
weeks.
if they don't sign Christensen and Kessié, they're on free. They can sign after August 31st because they're free contract. They're not worried about the deadline.
Once the window closes, the window closes. You can't sign
No,
anybody,
you can
free
get
or
somebody
not.
on the free contract
No,
if
you
you want to.
cannot.
You
It's
can't
a-
get free agents. I'm sure you can.
They can
Yes, you
Not
can
sign
get-
anybody after the window closes. They can't be registered.
You can't transfer players after the window closes. But if there are free agents, then they would be able to sign a contract.
They
I'm
cannot be
still
Because there's
thinking
no
registered.
can't.
contract to take them out of.
No, but I still think you can't.
Let
No,
me
you
Google
can't.
this, but I'm sure you can.
There was only a small period after when the window closes, like 1 or 2 days for free agents, but that's about it. I'm sure you
Free
can't sign
agents
anyone.
can be signed by a club at any time during the season.
Yeah, they're free.
Any time during the season.
It's a free
But you
agent.
can't register them.
I
Yes,
There's
think
no,
also-
you can.
There's
They-
also league rules.
Can you register them?
some league, but
Yes, you can.
it sounds like
It's been happened so
sure
many
you can.
times.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Well, it says you can sign anyway, so I'd have a feeling you'd be able to. Yeah, everyone's saying you can in the comment section.
So what is it? You just can't register them? Is that the reason
Actually,
why
I'm not
people
too
don't
sure
do
about
anything?
registering, but you
They
can
might be
100%
an
sign.
exception.
Well, I didn't say you can't. You can sign people all the time, anytime you
Yeah,
want.
you
you
can't
can
read-
register them too.
But you can't register them.
Yeah, same difference then.
So it doesn't matter.
No, where you get this information? What's his name? Arsenal midfielder joined in November and played for the team. What's his name that always get injured?
Who?
Karlstrom. Was it that?
Kim Kallstrom. No, he got signed in the January window.
Yeah, that was
He
bad.
No.
just never played.
He's a man. He's a manager. He's coaching now under what's his name? Under 22 or something. Kids in Arsenal.
Oh, I'm not going to know
Not
that.
Walcott. The other one.
Wilshire.
Wilshire.
I am not going to know that.
Wilshire.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, Wilshire.
Wilshire. He was in the middle of a season, joined a team and played for them. You kidding me?
Yeah.
man?
I don't know what countries it was. It might have been.
Wimbledon.
Could be. Yeah, one of those teams. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the Northern European countries. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but they're probably seasons
Someone
different.
will know in the
When they
comments.
have-
I ain't got a
when
fucking
they-
clue. Yeah, Denmark. It was Denmark. I didn't
Actually,
want to just
Barca-
randomly pick one.
Actually,
So,
Barca
yeah.
did the same thing with Braithwaite, didn't they? They did the same thing.
No,
with
but that
Braithwaite.
was
Braithwaite got signed in the
abuse.
summer window, I think.
No,
Well,
Braithwaite was abuse. So La Liga
the
had a
middle.
rule for
Oh yeah,
La
I
Liga
saw
had a
that.
rule for it was meant to be for goalkeepers. So if let's say all your goalkeepers got injured, that you can sign a goalkeeper, but Barca used that loophole to actually get a striker in when they lost
Yeah, I
strikers.
remember that. It was a big deal.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
that was abuse of a loophole. That wasn't even meant to happen. And that's why Braithwaite's on so much money, because no one. It was really hard to get someone just move mids, you know.
And something too.
At that point in time.
Okay, unlike Frenkie de Jong, Braithwaite used to be booed in the by the fans in the pitch. I know they don't really do that to de Jong, but did that to Braithwaite.
Hey, some sanity.
What?
What's up,
I
Josh?
thought they did it to him.
Somebody
Good morning.
said, somebody said
Declared,
the
you know what's even crazier about that deal, Declared, is that they let Barca buy Braithwaite from Leganes in emergency and didn't let Leganes purchase
Yes,
a replacement for him. And now they're
Exactly,
relegated and gone.
What's somebody put it in the thing that you can sign a free agent, register free agent in the league domestic cups, but you cannot do it in the UCL. You cannot register for Championship League.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure the EPL have a deadline as well.
Domestics, but if the clubs on the Champions League, they have a window to register.
it doesn't make sense.
Isn't that what we're just talking about? We're just talking about the fact that Barca can't sign for La Liga, register for La Liga by the deadline. I mean, by that logic, then they wouldn't have that
I think
problem.
La Liga's rules are different, though. I don't understand the details behind it. But I researched like a week or two. I think their ruling is a bit different to others.
Their players are.
Well,
I think every big league would be similar, wouldn't it? Just the dates might be different. Surely the EPL has the same.
No, because different leagues run by different rules.
Ligas,
Yeah, but I'm saying the major leagues. So all the big leagues would probably be similar.
no, they aren't. They're way different.
La Liga is weird. The
In
way
terms of registration,
all that, so many other rules too. Not
In
just
terms of registration, they all have a final registration window, which is the end of the window.
yeah, that's what I was. Yeah,
They have like a database, so you have to like input like your players' numbers and wages and all that stuff in, and then it's calculated through some algorithm if they're able to be registered or not. It's like it's a different kind of ball game.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I wanted to add before too. You know, with De Jong's wife, I mean, once a Barca fan screaming in her face as well.
Can you
about
put the
lowering wages.
George Jackson comment?
Let the third go.
That's what I was saying. I wonder how much she wants to stay at Barca if the Barca fans start screaming in De Jong's wife's face. How much she would like the city anymore.
Actually, it's the girlfriend.
I
By the
see.
way.
Well, again, it's not. This is
Barca Madrid fans are ruthless.
this is
like
just
that anyway.
this is all lawful. This
It
is
is
not
well.
a major
That
decision.
news was made up.
This is not a major decision for Frenkie de Jong. Major decision for Frenkie de Jong is take a pay cut or stay at Barcelona or leave. End of story. You can't.
I think
you
they-
can't not take a pay cut and stay, which is what his position has
Well,
been.
he can, but they kind of indicated they're gonna make his life
Hell yeah.
pretty hell for him, I guess, while he's there.
he can if he changes.
He can.
Jester, there is a bigger decision for him. If he moves, he's gonna have to be with unhappy pussy in his life.
Well,
Right. Well, if you think
that's
like
easily
if you think he's gonna
solvable.
like jeopardize his entire career because his wife doesn't want to move to London
It's
and live
not even
in
his wife.
He's not
it's his girlfriend.
jeopardizing his career. He's not.
It's just not even his
to,
wife.
to take a
He's not gonna
to take
be
a
fucked
huge
if he
to
stays
take
at
a
Barca.
huge wage hit, look like a giant cuck to Barcelona fans, and maybe not even maybe get his contract terminated. That's a huge career hit.
I think the Barca fans will love him if he takes.
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah, the fans like him. He's still owed 17 million from them there.
They're booing and whistling a guy like Martin Braithwaite who's done absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah, but they
except
didn't
except
do it.
honor
They
his
didn't do it.
contract.
they realise that he, like, I don't agree with it, and they're cunts for doing it, but it's because
Fuck
they want him
Barcelona
to go.
fans, man. I don't give a
It's
shit what
because
they
want
think.
him- It's because they want him to leave so they can register their players.
They don't
But I
even
guarantee, if he wasn't affecting their registration of their players, they would not give a fuck.
It's not good, but they don't even rate him as a player anyway. They rate De Jong. They would like him to stay. That's why they're yelling him, lower your wage, not leave.
Also, like someone in the comments has rightly
A
pointed
beautiful
out,
game.
we're talking about Barcelona here. We're not talking about like Burnley. Like people need to realise that for a lot of players, this is the pinnacle of where they want to end their career. So they're going to do whatever they can to stay there, and he's going to look at every avenue he can take to both stay there and also make his wife happy, and also it benefit him because he doesn't want to leave.
But
That's a
Scott,
new
do you understand the pressure and all the abuse he's getting? Like,
No,
shouldn't he-
like I said,
He's
the
not
way
getting a
he-
lot of abuse,
no,
though.
the way he's been treated is pathetic and it's horrible. But again, some people don't realise. Like, I'm not being funny, but if anyone on here was playing football, like, what's everyone's on here dream place to play? Because for me, like, if I'm playing for Chelsea, right, that's the club I've wanted to play for my whole career. That's the pinnacle of where I want to end up in terms of football.
Yeah.
When I want to play for Chelsea the rest of my life. Like, if I've got the chance to stay, I'm taking it, bro. Like, people need to understand that.
Exactly.
If there's no chance of him staying and he's going to, like, then fair enough. But there is a chance he can stay. And
Listen, I
need
know
to-
we're talking a lot about dream clubs and this and that, but like not every dream is realized to be like some awesome thing. Like I think Eden Hazard, his dream was to go to Real Madrid. What? I don't think he's probably having the best time
Yeah, but
in
it
his,
all
in his
depends on
career.
Guess what Hazard
Wait,
doesn't do it.
wait, because that all depends on the individual perspective. Like, he
Exactly.
might still like it at Barcelona. He might still want to stay
Listen,
at
if
Barcelona.
that's his career ambition, just to be a guy who wears a Barca kit, like
No,
Then-
Scott. I
That
think
might be it.
you
Mark
missed.
Noble's ambition was to wear a West Ham kit.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on. I think Scott is on something, but I think there is a big elephant in
It
that
could be
thing.
on something. We don't know.
Yeah. The thing is about that on something. There's a big elephant in that conversation that you said. His dream could be Barcelona. It's his Barcelona dream.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so
And
if
that's the big question.
this doesn't make any logical sense. If he wants to only play for Barcelona, and
Take
the
a
only
pay
way
cut.
he can stay is take a pay cut, why isn't he taking a pay cut?
Because he maybe thinks
Like I
Right.
just explained, but you
I
obviously
think because
weren't
it's his
it's not all
agent,
done
agents
yet.
are
Still
pushing.
thinks
Well,
he can get out.
It's PK's dream club, and he gave back 52 million in deferred wages. That sounds like that's what you do for your dream club, right?
Guess
Exactly.
what? There's a big difference between
Maybe.
the two. He's Catalan born and bred. So there's a big difference.
It's $52 million.
No.
It's
But-
$52 million.
Is to play for
No, but wait.
Barcelona. He could have taken the pay
Just,
cut.
again, people just want to paint this in such black and white, like it is such
It
black
is.
and white. When
it's
not.
not.
No, it's not.
Is that
It's
That's
not, and
what's
it
on
never
the
has
contract. black
It's
and
not
white.
black and
It's
white.
not, and
because
it's never has been. And like I said earlier, and you clearly did not listen, so I'll explain it again. Is like I
Oh,
said,
yeah,
he's
good.
looking for a way that everything can work out for him. It probably won't, and I'm not saying it will, but he is trying to find a way where he might not have to take the massive pay cut. He might take a little pay cut,
Oh.
and he can still keep his wife happy, and he can still play at Barcelona.
I've also
I
heard-
know.
We've already been told that's not possible.
Black and white. People just see this whole
Wait.
thing and
No,
go,
no,
"Oh, it's all
Scott.
black and white. He has to leave. Take at this, that, and the other. I should leave."
It-
I'll go next.
I have no
after
idea what is going on in his head and what he wants to do. Absolutely no idea.
Wait, can I throw a quick comment, Alex?
No,
It might not be the.
no.
Oh,
What I'm
it's
trying
not-
to say. What I'm
All right,
trying
I'm
to
after
say
Alex
is-
then. Go.
I
I
guess-
queued up.
Scott, I agree with you. It's his dream and all that. But the thing is, how much abuse you gonna take from the owner of the club?
we don't know that he's getting abused.
I got an answer for you because the owner of the club only
Hold
is
on
there
a
for a
second.
short
So
period.
you don't see the quotes that
guarantee
the
you
owner of the club saying.
happening.
And it was
Yeah,
just
but
reported
Alex, the
other day
owner
that
of the club
Laporta-
is only there
Laporta-
temporarily, right? He's only there. What it was maximum 5 years, I guess. At the same time, I also think it's not also his wages. They've told him to waiver the deferred wages. I think that's what it's more about. He just wants to get what he deferred. If he gets paid those wages that owe to him, he might lower his wages. They might come to a negotiation with that. That's how he might end up staying. It's the fact that they told him to forgo what he's owned.
I think
Also-
the only
also
thing
as
I
well-
can see it
Go ahead,
if they ask him to drop the wages, like what's his name, like Piqué did. They told him to forget about the 17 mil, and you need to take a 50% pay cut. If that's the deal, that's the only reason I can see him hanging up for the money. If they physically telling him, look, dude, forget about your 17 mil, like Piqué did about 50, and take a pay cut of 50%. That's it.
Also,
And it
as
was
well,
I think they
agents
might
that
give him-
pushing, agents that
another
pushing.
thing with this is until anything comes forward or anything more comes forward about the legal action, he can theoretically just wait them out. He has to wait 21 days, and then they can't do fuck all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man
So
can just
that's
wait 'em
why
out
I think they might
until any
actually
legal
give his
action-
owed
until
wages
there's
to
actual,
him.
like physical legal action taken, and he then has to make a choice. Right now, he can just take all the as long as he's got thick enough skin, he can take all the abuse he wants. He's got 21 days to wait, and then they can't do fuck all.
Yeah, that might be his tactic. Is just to wait it out, and they'll have to just pay him what they owe him, and then he can leave.
But this is where I think that they might actually abuse him a bit. What if he doesn't play? What if he's benched? All
I
that
think-
stuff. Anything they can do to him.
I think
De Jong might leave he might leave in January. He might think that he hasn't seen the abuse that they might give him, but they might test him all the way till the next transfer window till he gets sick of it.
He's not stupid enough to not expect abuse. I think it's a decision he's willing to make. Maybe
He could be naive. He could be thinking that if I play well, all this will turn around. Maybe something like that.
No,
How come
And
nobody
he's not going to get that chance if they don't
I
play
think
him.
this is all really terrible
I think
commentary,
Laporta
but
got
that's
it wrong.
Keep
I
going
think
with it.
Laporta got it wrong. I think he's targeting the wrong person. Instead of targeting with the fans, targeting De Jong, booing, cars, all that, he needs to target his missus. His missus will convince him to get out. If they boo her in the stores and restaurants, it will make it quicker.
That's only a matter of time.
I'll say he's actually not wrong. To be fair,
Yeah,
Like,
that's the right tactic. Great. So
like it's
Oh,
it's
I know
fucking
how to
horrible.
pressure
Like,
people.
Like, it's terrible. It would be absolutely terrible if it happens, but hey, it's not entirely wrong.
Listen, I love my wife. She's not standing in between me and $17 million. Sorry.
Oh my god.
He's not wrong.
And I think what we're really kind of overlooking here is the fact that Barcelona want him gone because they can't do anything with their new signings until he's gone. So until he decides to waive his deferred wage and take a pay cut, they cannot do anything with these new players. So they are expediently trying to get him out the door.
But not all
But
of
the
them.
ball
They're
in the
making
ball is in
some,
his
but not
court.
all of them.
I was going to say until they threaten, until they actually put forth proper legal action and take it to court. The ball is in his court. They can't do anything apart from just to abuse him and tell him to take a pay cut. They can't physically do anything to him.
Exactly.
The ball is in his court, fully in his court. And for him, like I said, the dream is to stay in Barcelona. So he's going to do whatever he can do to stay in Barcelona.
Well,
If
then
that upsets
accept the pay
something,
cut.
again,
Stay in Barcelona,
and
it's
again,
done.
he doesn't have to take a pay cut if he waits this out.
He doesn't have to do anything, Jester.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I don't know why you think he.
Like one of the biggest
I think he
questions
does if he wants to play
stays
football.
There, does he
Yeah.
immediately get given a pay cut?
He's
or does he
somebody
start
said the
same
World Cup.
wages?
His spot in the World Cup team.
I was
not
gonna say,
really
bro,
any threat.
I'd love to know
Any.
of the Dutch midfielders that are currently playing well in football right now, who's taking his spot?
No one.
Like, Van der Beek is not playing,
No one.
and when he is,
Well,
he's
no
not
one.
great.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to go
Well,
6?
yeah.
Do you think he's going to go 6 months of not playing any football and then just join right into the World Cup squad?
It's not
Yeah.
six
No, but
months.
it's actually free, Josh.
Yeah, it's 3 months from now.
When's it start? In December, right?
December,
November.
and you have 2 or 3 weeks before like 2 or 3 weeks out before this World Cup.
I wouldn't
You
say
actually
like-
can't get it.
August, September, October, and
So
November. You
Is,
got
is
3 or
this
4
all
months.
about us being
months.
negative about not getting a signing in? So everybody's
There's
going to
international
You actually
say
can't get
negative
it-
shit
in the middle too.
again. Is that what we're
Yeah,
doing?
he actually can get
here?
away with it.
We're not really talking about the Chelsea perspective anymore, Jester. We're just debating.
Sure we are. Sure we are. We're coming up with any excuse to be negative about signings. So we're gonna
What?
we're
I
gonna
mean,
we're gonna concoct a reality where a professional footballer decides not to play football and gets sued in court.
Again,
This is the reality.
actually
This is the reality
No.
that everybody on here is pushing.
Have they physically said it's going to court? Like there is a court date set?
Just the
I
body
think
of the.
No,
that's a
You
problem.
know, you act like that doesn't take 5 seconds to go file paperwork.
Okay, so no. So until that happens, the ball in his court.
Well, they don't have to play him, so he can stay there and just not play.
Okay, cool, that's fine. But then the
Yeah.
problem is they still can't register their players regardless.
Exactly.
So,
I
you know
don't know,
bro.
just the way I call it negative.
I-
It's probably the more reality that he stays
I
and
was
doesn't
gonna
take
say,
a pay cut
also, negatively
out of every other
speaking,
thing.
Like I want De Jong at this football club. I'd love nothing more than De Jong at this football club. I'm just not being dumb about this and not thinking
Exactly.
everything is
Well,
so
it
black and
sounds
white.
pretty dumb for y'all to think that it takes a certain amount of time to get a court date or court papers filed in Barcelona by Barcelona.
Tell you the truth, Jester, I don't even know what the fuck are you talking about. What's the court has to do with anything?
Because they are threatening lawsuit against everybody involved in the new contracts that were signed under the old regime.
Mm-hmm.
But that could
Okay.
be a bluff too.
But no, hold on. That still doesn't
I
have
can't
nothing
even
to do
finish
with
a
it.
fucking statement. That's all right. Go
Exactly.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Nope. That's fine. Go ahead.
Well, because it doesn't make any sense in the first place. The
What,
court
what
have
doesn't
nothing
make
to
any
do-
sense? It takes 5 minutes to go file paperwork.
But I don't know
at a
what
court.
Why haven't they done it?
I don't get your point about that.
Exactly. What is that changes?
That changes a lot of things. Have you ever
Nothing.
been sued
Yeah, actually, I was.
by
No,
an
but-
entity that has
No,
more
not
money than
entity,
you?
by somebody. But I've been sued a couple of times. That's
Okay.
not a-
Have you been sued by have you been sued by government, or have you been sued by a huge billion dollar industry?
Yeah, in the medical field, you get sued quite a lot, actually.
You personally.
Yeah, I'm personally.
What
I'm
you
gonna
get
sue
sued for?
Alex.
I'm not saying it over here.
Oh, fair.
Alex, if you abuse me again, I'm gonna
Yeah,
sue
but-
you now.
Yeah, but it's not.
Go ahead.
I
Jester,
think the indication is that like this doesn't work out good for Frenkie at Barca in any scenario. Unless he takes his wage, unless he like completely cuts his wages and says, you know what, fuck it, I'll play for free. It doesn't work out well for him at Barcelona because he either drags this out and alienates everybody at the club. He goes to court and also alienates everyone at the club because what they're threatening him with is terminating his existing contract, which means all those bonuses and that 17 million goes nowhere.
And he would have to pay the money back.
But guys,
we have to pay the money
but
back.
that could all be a bluff as well.
Exactly.
Or
it couldn't be.
And aliens could come down tomorrow too. So let's all talk hypotheticals now.
No, Jester, you said that. Why haven't they applied to sue him? Why haven't they sued him yet?
Exactly. If it was something, they would have done it long
because
time
it
ago.
looks bad on both sides if they do that. And you're talking.
So why would they shoot themselves in the foot just to get his contract reverted?
I'm sure they're hoping to come to an agreement to sell him. That would be their best case scenario for them.
If they had the legal way to get his wages off, would have done it the first thing.
Yeah, the first refusal.
The first refusal was, and they would have sued it if it's any ground on that lawsuit.
They had that in their pocket.
Listen, if those contracts are in fact illegal, there's a lot of people involved that would not want that to get out, including the league, because those are league-approved contracts, they're lawyer-approved contracts, they're club-approved contracts.
That's what I'm saying.
If they have to take it to court, that's a lot of egg on a lot of faces. I'm sure they would prefer not to do that if they could.
Exactly. My point is, it doesn't. For example, if the owner of the club did something criminal, that does not mean that the person that's on a contract with the club is the criminal entity.
It's a legal precedent called fruit of the poison tree, which means if fraud was committed by a president, all those contracts that he negotiated can also be seen as fraud. That's what. That's the legal precedent.
So was that
okay?
They would have done.
Okay,
it.
so again, don't just say no. Bring some facts.
No,
I'm tired of hearing no. It's not that. But you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm telling you legal terms.
Okay.
It's called fruit of the poison tree.
Jester, if we're not saying no, we're bringing logic to say.
You're not bringing logic. I'm telling you what the law is.
Us saying that if they had this in their pocket already, they would have done it is not a logical argument.
Exactly. Because if it was
okay.
Because ultimately,
I'm the only one here that knows anything about business. When you sue a player, what do you think all the other players do? They go, well, why would I want to go play for Barcelona? Yeah, I love Barcelona. It's a big club, but they're suing players now. Does that you think that's good? That's good headlines they want to see. Let's sue our players for fraud that our own previous board did and La Liga approved. This looks horrible on everybody. They don't want to do it, but if they have to, they will. And if he loses his court case, which apparently their agents are saying, yeah, you're going to lose, he has to pay back all that money and lose the 17 mil.
Okay, let me ask you something. Does the president? What was the lawsuit against the president of Barcelona?
He got arrested for fraud. Spent time in jail.
Yeah. Is that a fraud of contracts or fraud of not paying taxes?
He committed fraud as the president of Barcelona.
You can be a president of country and not committed fraud on the of whatever. It doesn't mean that he committed fraud for Barcelona club. He could committed fraud in his own money.
No, in his capacity as president of Barcelona, he committed fraud. That's what happened.
I just want to point something out, by the way, because people have been talking about in the chat. I've just done research. The fruit of the poisonous tree is a U.S. law. It's not a world law. It's a U.S. law.
Yeah, we don't know how everything operates in Spain.
Another thing is, first of all,
and as far as other European countries, something similar was used in Germany. However, in places like the UK, for example, it's not considered recognised at all. I don't know about Spain. I'm doing more research into that now. So it's a US.
No. That's not even that. That's not even that in the conversation. The conversation
that's
is
what
about.
Using, so
no, that's what they're using as threat to Frenkie de Jong. But he said, Sue me, bitches. I'm staying.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
His actions are saying that.
His action, exactly. Okay, he didn't say it loud, but he said actions are actually.
Again, everybody's coming up with ways that Frenkie de Jong is going to stay in Barcelona and not coming to Chelsea. That's all I'm hearing.
But that's the fact.
That's what it's been reported, Jester.
Exactly.
That he doesn't want to leave non-stop. That hasn't changed at all.
Right. And how? Who in the hell is?
Big up Miguel saying this also reeks of the Hakimi situation, as apparently his wife desperately wants to stay at, I think you meant Paris when it comes to the Hakimi stuff. He preferred to go Paris than London. If we don't get a green light by the end of the week, get out.
He switched it wife to wife. He said it right. This is also Hakimi situation, as apparently his wife, he already meaning that.
He's talking about De Jong's wife in that.
De Jong's wife. Yeah. Well, she's not a wife; she's a girlfriend. That's number one. That's even worse.
Could potentially be a wife in the future.
Put the ring on it. Put the ring on it.
Could be
in the works.
I just want to know why Bartolomeo was sued in the first place. It's a fraud, but a fraud is it's a different conversation.
That's not what's been reported. What's been reported is every contract extension he did is considered to be fraudulent by Barcelona, and apparently they've talked to the agents of all these players, and the agents are now saying yes, these could be fraudulent contracts.
So
it's been reported by journalists.
Okay, same that the what's his name? Journalist came out and said, especially Frank de Jong once, and said that there is nothing illegal about his contracts. And I can show it to you. Frank de Jong's contract.
So, the former president that went to prison, whatever, we all know he's bad, fraudulent, or whatever. But the new president too, he hasn't been doing a great job. Like, at least clear the wages for us before you sign those players. Like, he still have the young and all that high wages, and he still all those players, and now he cannot register them. So, I don't know. Let it all burn. I don't care about Barca. Let it all burn. Let them crumble. Chelsea rise.
Let's go up the Chelsea. What else? What other news is there? There was Crystal Palace and West Ham links with Gallagher, but I don't expect him to go anywhere unless he asks for a loan deal. But even in that case, it might be unlikely. But I did see that news pop up too. Anyone got any thoughts on that?
Well, I don't think people read it a lot about deeper into that article, but that Kessie and Christensen, it says that, but if you read it longer, the kind of thing, it's not necessarily true. They still have time until the end of the window, like everybody else.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted. Yesterday.
Yeah.
That needs to register until Saturday. Is just like baiting people.
Yeah.
That's until the first game, but technically they have until the end of the month.
Yeah.
They'll wait.
Yeah.
If for them to play, for them to be playing at the first game, they had to register them by the specific date.
But they're not just up and leave if they don't get to play the first game.
They can. They have a clause in their contract.
I think that's the whole thing. Is that they could if they wanted to, but their reports are that they won't. But
they won't. They've only just signed. They won't.
First game.
Some of these players, we have to question them, like Kessie and Christensen. Oh, I'm not going to mention Christensen. Let me just stick with Kessie.
Like we didn't already try to pressure Christensen.
Let me say Kessie. No, let me just say Kessie. So Kessie, like, you won the league, you're a free agent. You can, like, theoretically go to any club. Why choose Barca? I understand the dream and whatnot, but Barca are in turmoil. Why choose Barca, man? Go to another club. I don't get it, these players.
I think it's Javi. Javi's really giving them like nice phone calls. He's their pull, honestly.
Oh yeah, like a telemarketer.
Yeah.
let's not do the double standard, because we want players to stick with us through thick and thin. If they left for money or something more reasonable, we'd slate them for it.
No, I'm talking about
unless we were actively trying to fuck them.
Let them do it. I would want a player to do that for my club too.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. I want everything to crumble so that we can get their players for free.
Well, everything looks like it will be going regardless. So it's all good.
So we're not going to sign anybody else. We're going to go in with just the 3 signings. Nobody else is getting signed this summer. It's all over with. We're going to finish.
Yeah, and we're getting relegated.
That's what I'm hearing from everybody.
Who said that?
That's everybody.
Going down. So we are
Who's saying
going down.
that?
Who said that? Haven't we
Who
made
said
4
that?
signings?
What?
What about a youngster
that,
from
Chris?
Aston Villa we signed for 15 million? Doesn't he class as a 4th?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Oh, you're talking
I'm
about.
doing
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, Chukwuemeka, yeah. I mean, he's one of the midfield options for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be a bench player, so he's a 4th like signing we made.
Mm.
What about Fofana? Has that gone down the drain as well? Because I haven't kept.
No.
There's still 3 weeks to go. Anything can happen.
We're not signing anybody. Nope.
That's what's happening.
Because we're going to sit here on the screen and find ways why somebody's not going to come to us, so we can all be depressed and go, "Oh, we can't sign anybody." Because apparently that's how people want to live their lives.
I'm not going to turn into
Is that why your reason you're so mad? That you
Let's
think
talk about
that
Chelsea.
I'm so mad
Positive. I said Ronaldo's been coming
because
since.
when I bring out a statement of fact, everybody goes no, and that's their argument, and they think that's a valid argument to make. No.
Okay, just that. I have
Yeah,
solution to this.
But
I have
biggest
I-
argument, that's not a fact. You know what's fact? The young saying I'm staying. That's a fact.
Yeah.
What you're saying, it's a report. He's saying
No, I didn't say
actually.
that. I know what Frenkie de Jong has said, and I know what Barcelona has said. And Barcelona has all the power in this. You either take a pay cut or you go.
I think Frenkie de Jong has the power, actually.
Exactly.
No, they don't. Not in European football. The clubs have the power.
So
not
why
the
isn't
players.
Frenkie de Jong sold yet then?
I was going to say, what power do they have in this?
Yeah, they tried to
Okay.
let Man U, but
Yeah, why don't they terminate his contract?
Oh yeah,
They have a
do,
power.
pay it out. But yeah, they can't pay it out. They can't pay that contract out.
That's going to be tens of millions.
Yeah, why don't they pop
In
the 50,
European
the-
football, the clubs have the power,
But they-
not the players.
you though. And
They have the
didn't
power
work.
to probably bench him and playing him in the, under 18s and stuff, but they don't have the power to push a transfer.
Why did we have a drink water for so long at Chelsea if we have so much power?
Because we didn't want to terminate his contract. We were getting loan fees off the dude.
Dude
They
did
wanna
not
get
play
money.
in any clubs for 2 years.
Oh yeah, he played.
That's
I
not true
remember
either.
his last loan
He
at
played for Villa,
Redmond.
right?
I think we paid like 70-80% of the wages.
Yeah,
Yep.
at Villa.
Yeah, I think
And
we're
that was
losing
for
money
2
on
years. He
Drinkwater.
had 2 years. He'd been on a bench for 2 years. Not
He got
even
into
the
a
bench.
fight in Burnley. He got into a couple fights over there.
Jester, I'm willing to believe what you're claiming, but I mean, they already tried to offload him with Man U, and he said no, and he's not gone. So I don't know how are they going to get? How do they have the power if they've already tried to get him off? But he said no.
There's an action agreement there too.
Sounds like-
contract.
Okay.
Okay, guys, let's talk about Chelsea now. Luis, change it up. Let's talk about Chelsea.
But that was
Let's talk
all
about-
We were talking about
conspiracy.
Chelsea.
Let's talk about Chukwuemeka.
What's there
And
to
Kepa.
talk about?
He's already
Is
a
he
Chelsea
in the
player.
squad this year?
Nigerian
Let's talk about
cannot
Kepa.
say Nigerian
Yeah,
word.
apparently he's staying.
Nigerian
Who
cannot
in
say
the-
Nigerian
what's
last name. Name.
Yeah, he's staying in the first
Yeah.
team.
Who's the
Let's,
Nigerian?
let's talk about
Okay, he was in the
Kepa.
squad for Everton, so
What?
Right,
Is
I did
it-
see
No, but the squad is 25 men.
in the group.
yeah, I'm talking about like the bench for the Spurs game. Like, is he going to be on it, Carney?
Don't know. You might see him pop up.
For sure.
So Newcastle have been in talks with Chelsea over which of their players will be available when the Blues have completed their transfer business. Have interest in Cho, Gallagher, and Broja. Well, outright, I think Hudson-Odoi is the only one they can realistically get.
Last piece about
take
last piece. I finally digged it out. That's the last thing about what's his name, Bartomeu. Jose Bartomeu ordered on trial on alleged tax fraud in Neymar deal, and it's it. Over 22 million. That's it. No other contracts. Just Neymar.
Okay, it's settled now.
That's
Let's
the
talk
one
about-
he was charged and went to
Yeah,
jail
that's what he
for.
was.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that. Whatever. I just can't have these conversations.
Let's not go to legal experts. Let's talk about Chelsea, guys. Let's talk about Chelsea. Forget Barca. So, Luis, did you talk about policy going to Roma and them giving us Zaniolo? Whatever.
What?
That's
Earlier yesterday. One of them.
I never. This is the first I'm hearing of that. Zaniolo and Pulisic swap deal.
Yeah,
I don't
because
even
I
know
think
who that is.
Tottenham and reportedly, Tottenham and us are both interested. They're off. I don't know what they're offering, but our offer was a straight swap. Pulisic
I
for
didn't
Zaniolo.
see this anywhere.
Declare.
Yeah. He's fine.
Declare.
Let me
Yeah.
have a look.
Mute your fucking typing machine, man.
Yeah, it's walking, man.
I'm trying to kill something.
Kill yourself.
You're cheating time. You're walking and streaming.
Chelsea already rival
The quicker I
Tottenham
hit the
for
buttons,
signing
the
of
more damage I do.
Bonifaz Zaniolo by offering a straight swap deal including Pulisic. What? That is news to me.
What kind of source
Seems a
is
bit
that?
unrealistic. But
I was
Chelsea
going to say, I
love
don't
doing a
know how
little.
reliable the source is, excuse me.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
I didn't even
I can't
see
like
the absolute.
What kind of
Chelsea on
Calcio
Straight swap
Mercato
too.
web
Yeah, that-
is?
Calcio,
I don't
Surely
think we're getting rid of
there's a big-
Pulisic.
I don't
There's a
either.
big
I'll be
price
real.
difference, isn't there?
Apparently, I genuinely, just on the player, I haven't seen a lot of Romero. I watched a little bit of him last season. I can't comment on him. I genuinely
Yeah,
can't.
same. Is he good?
he's a good player, but he came back from a long-term injury, though.
Yeah, he had a long-term injury. I don't know if he's that guy. I don't think he's the quality we need.
How many goals has he scored in Serie A?
He's
That'll
not-
tell you everything you need
11.
to know.
I don't
He's
know his
got-
number.
Because if he ain't banging in 30 goals a year in Serie A, he ain't gonna
What?
do nothing in the Premier League.
Which player banked 30 goals in Syria?
Lukaku,
no.
the guy we had last year.
No, Lukaku scored 23 and 24. He didn't score 30.
You might
Oh,
have scored
that's
for
right.
your comp.
All
Yeah.
comps, I think 30, yeah. Or 32.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
And maybe Ronaldo.
I think
How's he?
Ronaldo hit 18.
How's he done?
He scored
Wait,
30 a
Ronaldo
season,
scored
yeah.
more than Lukaku, didn't he? I
think
think that's
20.
the argument everyone was using.
Yeah.
He scored 2 goals, they're saying, or 1 or 2 goals in the
Oh,
league
okay.
last season.
Yeah,
Again,
but regardless,
if you ain't tearing
I
up
mean,
Serie A,
they're not the same value. Yeah.
if
He's
That
a
could be a
center
Spanish
mid, though. He's not going to
If-
score
if-
all the goals.
they say that he can play anywhere on the pitch, is what I've heard, and I've seen him being used more in the front line when I watch Roma play. So apparently he can play anywhere, which means he can't play anywhere. He has no one position that he's good at, which means why in the hell would you want him if he
He
has
sucks,
no
yeah.
one good position at least, and you can play him anywhere? That means he's just not very good.
Hey Siri,
Ah,
what is Arke?
I don't know.
I feel like Pulisic isn't finished yet. Like, I don't know, it's just unluckiness with the injuries, but there's still a player in there.
Apparently,
He can still be
Tuchel don't
successful.
trust him.
Yeah, I
That
heard
was-
Yeah,
that too.
there's-
Yeah.
You do
There's a lot of,
know that report came out at the end of the season when he missed the goal
The Leicester
against.
game?
Yeah.
Leicester, yeah.
So
I think
that's
the main
all.
question to ask:
You're
why
saying
is there a
again-
lot of
Yeah.
Pulisic rumors now?
No, I'm
That's,
just going
uh,
off what I read. Again, I'm not saying I know
Yeah.
anything. I'm just
That's exactly where it
reading
came from.
sources.
I thought he played well against Everton. He made some nice dribbles, nice passes. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
he was
Yeah.
alright
He's
against
there.
Everton.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
He definitely did better than Kai Havertz.
To
and
be
Mount, I
fair,
think.
Pulisic
Oh,
is
yeah,
not
no,
the
they
one
were
we should try
horrendous.
to offload. That's
Nah,
that,
but
he's
Yeah.
not the one
But-
we should be offloading.
No,
I'm not gonna-
but
we
there's a
were-
lot of
we're already
rumors as
using
if
Pro, we're
they're
already
filling
using
it out.
Ghana.
No, I personally don't think Pulisic, you're going to see him hit the heights if we keep playing in this formation. He's going to continue to be inconsistent until we switch to a formation that allows him to be an out-and-out winger again.
Yeah,
I don't-
that's true.
Get that Pulisic back.
Or maybe just play him in the position he needs to be played in.
Well, that's my point, but we don't have a
We don't
position.
really play with wingers.
On the left, if you play him on the left side, he'll have a higher production than anybody in your front line.
Yeah, that's true. And Tuchel allows everyone to move around too, so yeah.
There's
No,
a-
that from last year, I should say, not Sterling, but from last year. If you look at the numbers per minute on the goal contributions when he played on the left, I think it was a goal contribution every 151 minutes, which was
Yeah,
higher
that's
than
the most.
Mason Mount, which was higher than Kai Havertz, which was
Lukaku,
higher
too.
than Timo Werner.
I obviously
I'm
think
just saying.
on the left, but
Yeah.
there's between the left inside forward and the left wing, which he played under Lampard. There's a big difference between those two, and that's why I think he's struggling for consistency in the current setup.
No, he hasn't been played in a consistent position all last year. He was
But
played
you
at
can-
center forward. He was played on the right. He was played on the left. He was played at wing back. On the right, on the left. He was played as an 8. I mean,
False 9.
well, yeah, center forward. Yeah.
You can say
I,
that.
I just, where's the consistency? When
But
he played on the left, he played very well.
Yeah, that's true. From
It is
March
what it
to
is.
May,
It's
he was
fine.
playing on the left, though. I feel like from March to May, he was at the end of the season. He was playing in the one position. No.
Yeah, but maybe that also.
I think he
adds-
had like 9 games.
that also adds to my
Yeah,
point.
it's not much.
You're not going to get that consistency in that position because none of our forwards are being consistent anyway. You're not going to get that consistency from, and so he's going to get chopped and changed with someone else and get played in another position. And so he needs.
Unless they get consistent. I mean, we played one game, and then we don't have our full team yet. So, like, if you go on a run and form there, I mean, there's who's to say. As of now, like last season, yeah, there was no consistency from anybody in the front line. I mean, that's not to a single man, not an ounce of consistency from anybody in the front line.
At the same time,
maybe this year you shape up.
At the same time, we don't have time to wait for them to hit the consistency.
That's
We
why I
really
wanted him
don't.
sold this summer, but I'm not gonna get what I want.
We just don't
Most
have
of the panel,
time
you
to
guys
give
would-
him time.
You guys would
We
keep
don't-
Pulisic,
You're on
right?
mute. You do know that, right, bro?
I was saying that, yeah, I don't see him leaving. Fuck's sake. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't see him leaving. I don't think he's a problem, but I don't think we should think that he's gonna start. His best numbers are actually coming when he comes off the bench. The only numbers that he was really, really good at it after the COVID situation, and what's his name? When he plays on the left, he has a good moment spells, but that's not consistency that we're looking for.
At least he can say that. Most of our attackers can't even say that.
I was saying,
True.
There's not a lot of guys
I'm
who can
not
say they even
saying-
have spells.
I'm not talking
Yeah,
about the previous attackers. I'm talking about Pulisic at a specific point. I'm not comparing him to our attackers. You don't
Yeah,
have
that's
to
why-
take it personally.
No, I'm saying Havertz hasn't shown a consistent spell. Who's showed a consistent spell in the attack?
Mount.
Any attacking player.
It's not only about the consistency how he does.
No,
It's
Mount
about
has not been consistent.
Well,
More consistent
here's
than
the
the
here's
rest
the
of them.
problem with consistency. As individual consistency, he's not good. He doesn't provide. But the other consistency is the people keep not looking at. It's consistency to get good partnership between other forwards, and Pulisic doesn't do that.
He links with
Kai
Kai well,
Havertz
though.
and Mount, they not
link up play
consistent,
and runs
but
now.
they link up.
Link up plays and run. That's what we're talking about now. So Timo Werner FC,
What are you
which is
talking
what
about?
he was, which is what everybody said about Timo. Well, he opens up space and makes runs.
That's
and
not.
He's
what
got
I'm
good. He's
saying.
got good link up play.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Combination.
I'm
Chemistry?
I'm saying they actually know where the other guy is.
Puli and
That's
Kai had that.
consistency. When he passes between each other,
Yeah,
If you
because
think
we
that
don't
the-
ever complain about people not finding players when they're open.
that's
You guys
not
ever
the
want-
consistency. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about consistency in a different way.
I-
Do you
okay,
understand
well,
when two people play good together?
Let's talk
well,
about partnership.
name the two players who have played good together.
Mount and Kai Havertz, the best out of our front three.
They played good together.
Okay,
Those
hold
two
on a second.
can't
Hold
bring
on.
passes
Hold
to
on.
save their lives.
Out of all our forwards players, as bad as they are, what's the partnership between those all three or forward players are actually look like they know what they're doing with each other, one by one.
We don't have any.
I would
There's no
Mountain
link up
Rice.
play in that final third.
There isn't, but I think we can salvage Havertz and Mount. They stand out more than any other partnership.
That's
Not
what I'm
in a
saying. I'm
good
not
way.
saying they good. I'm not saying
Yeah, no,
they good. I'm saying those
best.
two are the best what we got out of shit.
Well,
The
I
bars are very
disagree.
low.
I think they can't play together because they play the same way.
Last game they didn't play well together. I will say that. Them two will
We
just
all
go
say they have good
deep.
link up play because the Champions League final and Burnley away.
No.
It's-
they
we're talking about
actually-
one pass. One pass does not mean consistency.
We're not.
No, I mean that's the reasoning behind it. I don't think we have
it's
good reason
not.
playing that
No one,
free right
no
now.
one's even saying they play good. They're saying, I think they play. They actually have an understanding between
Understanding between
And
each other. Yes,
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say.
They link up
That's
well.
when the ball dropped. We look like we know what we're doing up front.
Based on what?
Based on eye test. If you're watching the game,
Oh,
I'm blind. I don't watch games, so
Based
you
on
have
what
to
you
explain
stuff,
this really simple to me. How in the hell are we getting that Mount and Havertz play well together?
The panel is on fire.
I mean, they don't.
I was gonna say based on link up and everything, I thought Ziyech and Werner's link up was the best for the two out of all of them, and that didn't turn out too well for them. But there's not really any consistent
link up. Yeah, there's no consistent link up.
Maybe
Yeah.
Sterling can find someone. I don't know because Sterling's the only good attacker really.
You need that striker to play off of. Yeah.
Maybe Brozier, Sterling, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, this attack's dead. We need someone like
Everybody
a
takes so much personal about those players. If you like you're trying to discredit them. Nobody's trying to discredit them. I'm trying to point out a simple movement between two players that actually link and understanding which one goes where. Like the people want to say the patterns, not the patterns. For example, Mount and Kai Havertz are the best two that understanding between each other which one goes where in specific situation. That's it.
But
And
Alex,
I'm
how
saying
often do
they
you
don't.
see that?
And I'm saying they don't.
How often do you see that?
That's
Alex?
the funny part. That only you saying that Pulisic link up with anybody else.
I didn't even say. I just said that Kai Havertz and Mason Mount do not link up well with each other. But and my opinion is just as valid as yours. So until you can bring me hard numbers,
It's
then
not, and I
tearing
can
up the
prove it.
league.
You know what? You know what's the provement I have? Those two start together the most, and that's the proof. That's the fact.
And our manager's really happy about that.
Yes,
by the way.
They played the
because
most.
if
and they're the most
otherwise,
culpable.
I don't care what you think. I actually can see it on the pitch because the manager puts him on.
You're right. I'm blind.
You are, because if a manager, either you blind or it's Tuchel blind.
Some of us,
Or maybe he doesn't have any other option. I mean, the man did say
and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
He's got plenty of
And
options.
That's what I'm trying to
Ziyech,
tell you.
Pulisic.
No, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. That out of
Werner.
all shit, those are the only options. But he ain't putting that Pulisic, is he?
But how often do they really link up? Do you really see it that often? I don't really see it that often.
David, man, you got to stop, man.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask this: whoever just asked?
Winter Surfer, how it turns out for us, we at least finished top 4 in the 2 finals. That's how it turned out.
I agree. There's no true end result from it, but we're not talking about, are they great
Not
players?
convincingly.
We're talking about the link-up play between
Oh
two
shit,
players.
is that Jamie? Hey Jamie, if I see that cap again like the last Saturday, I'll burn it down seriously.
What?
You're gonna burn a guy's hat.
Oh, absolutely, man. I can't stand it. You know what I was talking about. You see how Jamie.
Fair enough.
The
Do you
way
guys ever wonder
people
why?
that pipe on about our attack has been junk. That's the reason that Tuchel wants to sell every attacker we have and bring in fresh.
Except Havertz and Mount.
No, he would sell Havertz and Mount in a second.
No,
Yes, he would.
I mean, everyone else is up for sale, it seems.
He loves them.
No, he doesn't. He just slated the whole attack. What have you been listening to? He goes.
There's no rumors about them leaving.
What are you doing about it? Just because there wasn't a rumor about leaving? Because Havertz could cost you £75 million. How many players have gone on £75 million this year?
That's why Todd Bowley came in and he said his priority is to re-sign a new contract with James and what's his name, and Mason Mount. Yeah, he's definitely looking for selling.
No one slander Pulisic here. Like, I feel like the way Bowley I think he cannot be sold this summer because I feel like Bowley want to keep him because of his marketing in the US.
If you think for any moment that Mason Mount is gonna be dropped out of this team or sold, You're out of your mind.
Yeah, Mount's
All I
not.
said was Tuchel would do
Hey,
it.
Mount is the minerals, man. He's the glue, innit?
I didn't say Bowley would do it. Tuchel would do it. If you could sell Havertz and Mount and bring in Mbappe and Neymar, would you do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you think
Is
Tuchel
that
would
even a
do it?
question?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Then
will
what we
do it,
talking
but he
about?
will not sell the Mount. He'll push the Mount in the midfield.
Yeah, exactly. He can use
Hey,
Mount.
he's playing Mount as an 8, man.
You see?
Mount's
What
not
have I missed?
Oh
How have we
yeah, I
got-
agree with you on that.
So
but he's
you're
saying
saying
if Mount and Havertz
he
were to
won't be
leave
an attack.
for them
Okay.
two, would you let it happen? And if that was the case, yes.
But that's not the question.
That's
My
what I
question
just
is
asked.
said that no.
Just
The
as said, if
question-
Mount and Havertz was to leave and Neymar and Mbappe were
Oh.
to come, would you be okay with it? And yes.
That's like.
Do you ever wonder why he doesn't start Pulisic more often? Like, he's a good player. I don't know why.
Oh,
people
I
are in favor
wonder.
of
I,
this.
I have no
I
wonders
don't.
why.
I already figured that out.
Because he
That's why I
doesn't
wanted him
Why?
gone this summer. I was the first person to come out and say I wanted him gone.
Yeah, but even when he was in good
Tuchel-
form, Tuchel was
Tuchel
benching him.
does not rate him as a player. End of story.
Why though? I don't know. Like he worked with him at
Well,
Dortmund too,
you would have to ask him.
Because he's not
I don't
consistent.
think
He's
not consistent.
but he doesn't
that's
play
number
as
one.
often though as other attackers. I feel like.
Well, when he does play,
But that's
I wish we would
that's
quit using is not consistent because you
that's
have to
the
tell me
point.
first who is.
That's the point. That's the point.
No one.
They started the whole
Where's
thing
your
with
goddamn
Jester.
topic?
That's the point that they started the whole thing with Jester. I understand he not consistent like by himself. There's one way to look inconsistent, but he's only not consistent in by himself. He's not consistent by playing with other players.
Also, as well, like
so he
if
doesn't
we're
know how to play
being real,
football because that's the whole point of the game is to play with your team.
I
right?
can tell you he's a little too
Oh.
much selfish, and I'm not the only
Oh,
one.
we
that say
don't
it.
have any other players like that.
On the forward
It's
line.
not-
I hope we did, but not the one from the inside forward.
Okay.
Oh, you can prove me wrong. The guy
No,
tried to
can I
pass
just
three
make a point?
players
This
at a
whole-
time.
Oh, can we just make like I just want to make a point? This whole he didn't play a lot. Like that was the same for basically every attacker bar Havertz and Mount last season because of the positions they played. Like no one else was going to play striker because we saw how Werner played there and it was dog shit. And it wasn't going to be Lukaku because no one said that they wanted him to play because he didn't fit the system. Then for as much as I don't rate him, Mount last season got good numbers and for some of the season was consistent. And there was things he offered you off the ball and in terms of dropping into midfield that helped. So then you've got four players fighting over one position and they all rotated at times. So no one got consistent game time. So this argument he didn't get consistent game time meant that the little game time he got, he then had to show what he could do and he didn't.
Exactly. My question for you, Scott. Do you understand the partnership in our attack? Which out of all players, which partnerships do you see the most?
It was Ziyech and Lukaku last season. Apart from that, fuck knows. I class this as an attack because it's in attacking areas, but recent.
I'm not by all shit. I know I understand what you're saying by all shit, but I'm saying like at least out of that shit, who you think that at least know what other player is?
Honestly, Reece and Ziyech link up well, but yeah.
He wants you to say Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, by the way.
I wasn't going to. I was going to say Mount and James did. Ziyech and James did. Ziyech and Lukaku did last season when they played, like the minimal times they played.
Kai Pulisic.
I thought that, again, the limited time, like it wasn't a big sample size, but the limited time we saw it, I saw good things from Cho and Chilwell. Apart from that, like, really not much.
Cho and Havertz do seem to have a good link up.
Exactly. Rice, Mount, and Havertz, when those three play on the right, that was the
Rice,
best
Mount, and
thing.
Havertz? Did you say Rice?
He means Reece.
Oh, Reece.
Whatever.
Reece.
Reece and Ziyech as well.
Also,
like,
actually, someone made a good point. I don't know why, but for some reason, again, it was a very small sample size, but Lukaku and Cho seem to have a good link up, like a good understanding. And again, I don't know why.
Was that?
I can tell you when. When Cho played on the right side.
It wasn't just that because he also had it in when he came on
Villa game.
Club World Cup.
Yeah, on the left.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Club World Cup.
I said if Cho will ever make it in our team, he needed to play only on the right side.
I can see
But
that.
didn't he prefer the left?
Because he when he plays on the right, he doesn't have that inside forward mentality to shoot, and he's shit at shooting.
He's
So
better.
he's better to look for the player when he's on the right.
So he's a better right wing back.
Or right? No, I don't. I still think Pulisic. Actually, Robin Loftus-Cheek is the best out of all of them based on the last season. But what's the name? As a winger, Cho had some kind of idea for partnership with Lukaku or anybody else was when he was on the right because he was not allowed to shoot.
Cho is better as traditional.
So he will choose the passing versus shooting.
Yeah, he's much better as a traditional winger. A right-footed
Yeah.
winger who plays on the right, left who plays on the left.
I can see that to be good.
Munching there.
Yeah, seriously, like that's the only thing that Cho actually was good at it when
Because again, he's surprised. He's got like a half decent ball on him. Surprisingly, like a half
The
decent.
pass, yeah.
even that pass. Remember that pass that he?
What the one for? Was it against
Villa?
Malmo? Ziyech or Mount, or was it? I can't
No,
remember who.
it was him. It was him. It was Ziyech that flicked it, I think, and he went on the side and from the right side in the middle.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
Malmo. I think
It
it
was
was
Havertz,
Ziyech.
remember who?
Yeah, Champions League. It was Champions League.
It was a
yeah.
championship
Havertz
league,
to
but I don't remember
Kodo
who.
Ziyech. Yeah,
I can't
Mama.
remember who scored. It might have been Ziyech. I can't remember who scored, but yeah, I just remember that ball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Ziyech
he assisted. But that's what I'm talking about.
Sorry for the comments.
You know what's
Right.
funny is people still have Sir Timo Werner as the name.
Yeah, bro, times have passed, my guy. You're gonna have to move on. You're gonna have to move on. Sorry.
Yeah, I need to change my YouTube picture. I just keep forgetting.
Unlucky, bro.
It is what it is.
Or maybe those people in the chat can move to RC Leipzig channel.
Lewis,
Barbara.
Lewis, is there any links to
I can't
Zaha?
believe that.
Or is that gone?
Nah, no updates
No.
on Zaha from what I've seen.
There's still links, but I think they're waiting to get a yay or nay from Aubameyang. If they get if he doesn't move, then
Quiet.
I think we'll move on to Zaha.
I'd rather have Zaha.
I think I'd
I
rather
would rather
Aubameyang
have Aubameyang, but
because he's gonna be a lot cheaper here, less time. We can look.
I'd
for
rather
the
have
future.
Ronaldo.
Well, we'd all love Ronaldo, but that ain't happening.
I wouldn't.
Samuel Marsden from
Yeah.
ESPN says De Jong's agents have told Chelsea and Barca not to use intermediaries in talks. His camp remain clear that they do not intend to move. Which again, kind of the same stuff we've already heard.
He's not going to move. Not going to take a pay cut. Good luck with that. It's all going to end badly for everybody involved.
I'm gonna be fine.
That's pretty much it.
I don't
I
know
think
if you
we'll
guys watch-
finally agree on something.
I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
watch
guys,
All or
drop
Nothing
any
yesterday,
questions or discussion topics in the comments
but
section. We'll go for another 10, 15
Aubameyang, there was some of the Aubameyang stuff last night on the Prime documentary, and he had a lot of attitude problems. He left, he came to training a bunch of times late, but I think he's past that now. But hopefully,
Aubameyang? Tuchel loves
Yeah.
Aubameyang. Loves Aubameyang.
yeah,
So does Klopp.
yeah.
He was talking about a documentary at Arsenal.
Oh yeah. Well, who in the hell would want to be there anyway? I can understand wanting not to go to practice or leave. You got to listen to that freaking idiot after you've been coached by some of the best coaches in the world. He was
So,
coached by
so-
Klopp and Tuchel. You think
I
Arteta's going to
agree.
teach him
Let's
something
play
that
I
he didn't
agree.
know?
I
in
agree
the
with
training
I
ground.
agree with Jester because the young managers have a problem with with the players that
respect.
their own age, pretty much almost as their own age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lampard had problems with a bunch of our players that he used to play with. You know
Musiala.
what I'm saying? So
Musiala or Zaha? Definitely Musiala. There's a much higher
Musiala.
figure.
We had
And what's
Musiala,
bad
we let him
is
go.
we had him in our academy
We had
and
him.
let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I
Bobby
just
Icardi as a
want-
striker.
oh no, another Lukaku.
Majorly.
Oh
no.
god.
Yeah,
He's-
that just scream. If you're talking about anger issues and like bad attitude,
I don't
off
think
the
Well,
it's
pitch,
anger. I
if
think
you're
it's
talking
the
about women,
laziness.
that has somebody by the balls. Cardi.
ain't he getting a divorce?
Yeah,
No,
he's
it's
getting
still
divorced
together.
too, yeah.
Well, yeah, she got the balls in a divorce.
So Timo Werner says thoughts on how crap Ferrari and Lakers are. I wouldn't know. I don't watch
Who
F1.
cares?
Ferrari,
Yeah.
Ferrari shit though. Yes,
I think she got the
That's
handful
normal.
of those balls.
Boy,
it's not right factor.
she ran his
looks
career.
looks like De Jong's girlfriend.
She's his
fiancé
agent,
got
right?
his
Yeah.
balls too.
If we don't get De Jong, who would you want instead? I don't. What realistic options are out there?
Milinkovic Savić, he rejected Man U.
Right.
I would have him. If
said that?
Somebody
Who-
asked the
who wants to
question.
get
Rory
banned?
Jennings
Who
on
said that?
Minerals FC.
Said what?
Oh, big up Donald with the donation saying Mount and Havertz are the two players who linked up with a key goal in the Champions League final. Pulisic came on and missed a sitter. Let's not forget. Moments. None of them are consistent anyway. So like
Small
it defeats the
sample size.
purpose talking about moments.
You dropped 5 pounds on that.
Hey,
Way to go, John. Way to go, Donald.
Let's not criticize him for donating. There's nothing wrong.
You're not complaining.
What are you doing?
Big up yourself.
Like we know,
Donald.
nobody here watched the UCL and saw how it turned out.
I think we won.
I think so.
we did, yeah.
Oh shit! Louis preview with expressions. Okay.
Yeah.
You would give a comment on that.
I bet he cooked you
But
about
says the man
Koundé.
is hype man. Do it.
Fofana
Louis, did
or AC? I think we already had that discussion. Though, would you re-sign
That's a
AC
good
or
question,
Fofana?
David.
I don't think it's
Yes.
likely right now. Obviously, though, Danish Maldini's my pick, but you guys can decide.
Tuchel's pick is Fofana, by the way.
Well, Tuchel out.
Oh no! Oh, that got clipped.
That is some people.
That got
Out
clipped.
of context, you
Oh.
better stay the fuck away from that. Yeah, I'm not on Don Robbie. I'll be at the game. Chelsea home and away. You already know.
He's got to make money.
Nice.
He's got a blog to do.
Is what it is. But I haven't seen Chelsea Tottenham in over a year, so all for it.
So if we lose, it's your fault.
Hey, we didn't lose to Everton. Just.
That's true. Yeah. Jorginho
Usually
is
my
our top
record's
scorer.
good. It was until the Brentford game. Then we all just turned into bums.
Nathaniel,
Austin says the real Danish Maldini plays for Crystal Palace. No. That's more the Danish Nesta, but not Maldini. Sorry. That's the farthest you'll get from me.
Lewis, how long has Christensen been your favorite player?
And
why?
It was when I started backing him in 2021, and everyone's like, "No, you're fucking wrong." I was getting roasted on the comment section just for saying he was decent.
Oh,
and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. When he starts balling out, you can all give me the apologies." And then he started balling out.
Yeah, exactly. Got you. Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I won't be wearing that Baku shirt until further notice. We always lose every time I wear it, so we'll leave that.
He was at the bench in the 2012 2012 Champions. Is it Champions League or UEFA Cup next year? 2012 or 2013?
Oh. Danish Maguire.
Christensen.
what are you talking about?
Either 2012 or 2013. He had a medal.
Yeah, he signed for Chelsea in 2012.
Yeah. He had a medal.
And then
in
we won the
2013.
Champions League.
Yeah.
Fata, 1 sec. I'm gonna just get Kai in, so I'll bring you back in a little set, bro.
Uh-oh. Ready for
Donald
more
says,
violence?
Furthermore, Pulisic will never make it in this squad. I hope he proves us wrong. I really do, but I have to see when he plays. I thought he was all right against Everton, and he was one of the better players in pre-season.
Hey, what's up, the miserable crew? How you guys doing?
Yeah, this is negative FC, brother.
Who's miserable?
I love the Chelsea.
You guys are the miserable.
Bunch of lawyers here.
Young is just gonna stay. All right, if you want to stay, you want to stay. It's not the end of the world, you know. You guys are acting like everything is horrible.
That's
Just
what we
everything's
said, didn't we?
ruined.
Okay.
Nobody said
Horrible, man. That's what you guys are doing.
By the way, why we need
we said it's a good
De
chance
Jong
to
if we
stay,
have a
we need-
Ballon d'Or number 3?
We have great midfield. Jorginho,
Yeah,
Kovacic, Kante.
Jorginho, Ballon d'Or, like third. Third.
Well,
We need some more creativity.
Jorginho is still a good
It's because
midfielder.
we need
Yeah, we
depth.
got
We need
Billy
someone to come on for
Gilmore.
the last 20 minutes.
we need
when
to plan
Jorginho's
for
tired.
the
So we need to pay
future
80
as
mil
well.
for the bench player, right?
Yeah,
He's
until
a-
Jorginho
I mean,
chooses.
he's
to
not.
leave.
He's not
Whenever
really
he
a bench
chooses.
player, man. He's gonna bench our players, but yeah.
I'm taking a piss. I'm taking.
It's a
And N'Golo
squad
Kante
game.
injury prone.
Kante,
Because
the
of
issue,
Ballon
the issue
d'Or
with
player.
Kante is not that he's injury prone. He's not the same Kante that he was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He's looking
because
good at
he
the
has
start
to
of the
play
season.
for
Now,
the
I'll
two
give him that.
positions.
He's just declining, so you just got to
Yeah,
use
that's-
him a bit more sparingly.
Yeah, we
That's
need to
it.
start
Yeah,
planning
he
for
has
the
to play
future
for
now.
two
You know?
players.
Yeah.
Like for example, when City buy a new, they don't wait until their players are already fucking expired. They already start like
Fernandinho?
replacing them with someone else. You know, it's already there. You know, getting like learning the
Good.
craft well there.
Ah,
there.
why won't you go support City then?
Wait,
Because I don't like City. I support Chelsea since I was a kid, man.
they
That's
still
why.
have
It's not
Fernandinho.
see, Alex, life is not black and white, bro. Just because you don't like one aspect doesn't mean you just have to go.
No. But
jump
you,
fucking ship, bro. What's wrong with you, bro?
nothing. You just like, oh, City does that better. That's that better. This is that better. Just go support City if they're that better.
I don't think they're doing everything better. I think we have better fullbacks than they do now.
We also have
sold
better
the-
European pedigree.
In depth wise, yeah.
Yeah, they sold
Like a
the
whole
Ukrainian kid. And who did they sign now? Didn't they sign somebody from
Gomez. Anderlecht, right?
Anderlecht? Yeah. That's
Did they
surprising.
sign him or not yet?
Yeah, they signed him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here
he's
we
good.
go already.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know who he is. And
I don't know who
it's-
they
again.
is either.
I think they're gonna loan him. That's not their first
Dortmund
time.
reject.
I didn't know who Diaz was.
I just
fully
saw
when
that they were
signed
looking
him,
at
so-
someone from Atletico Madrid as well.
Yeah, that's Rondon Lodi, and he's going to cost you 120 million pounds or euro. That's his release clause.
Damn,
Yeah, we'll
120 for Lodi?
Yeah, because they
Wow.
put those. Because by law they have to have a release
Yeah,
clause in their contract.
Liga.
They put these stupid high release clauses so nobody will ever trigger them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'd
Smart,
be
but wow.
negotiate a decent fee for him.
I mean, they got people on like $1 billion release clause or some crap like that. $500
Median
million.
Benzema.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Barcelona cry about respecting contracts, but as soon as PSG released Neymar, they were crying, man. That time they wish contracts were stronger, huh?
Looks
Oh my
like
God,
PSG
Cucurella
going to
made
give
a
him Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Big up
Oh,
Kevin,
they
my
want-
guy.
Wait,
Appreciate
what?
Oh my
Wait,
God,
what?
Cucurella made the
They want
made the
Rashford?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Hey, Mountain
Wow.
Apples and TikToks as well.
Yeah.
Here's what it
Yeah,
is.
everybody have flaws.
Apparently they
man.
want Fofana too.
Nobody can be perfect, you know.
Yeah, they can't even pay for Skriniar.
Yeah.
They can't even meet that valuation.
At least
And-
Cucurella's
Yeah,
good.
60 mil. Yeah.
Yeah, but Fofana's a bit annoying, man. Why can't that little cunt just fucking push them, man? Transfer request.
He
Do
did,
something.
Because he has
Better
respect for them.
Respect.
Ah,
Yeah.
here we go. The
I
fucking
did
respect.
see one report that Chelsea are thinking about putting a bid in for Skriniar, Casade, and Dumfries.
Why do you say Dumfries?
One bid.
Why Dumfries, man?
That's I said. I saw a report.
It's
should've
not
went with
him
Dump-
that make
That's
it.
what was
Takes
in the
Chester. Why
report,
you
man.
You know,
fucking
just
saying
What the fuck,
Dumfries?
Jester? What
you
the
should've
fuck,
went with
Jester? Why you?
Dumfries. Jester, when you want to tell someone news, start with the good news first, and then
What?
He started with Skriniar. If you don't think Skriniar is a good news, man.
I don't know, man.
A lot of
So you
people
start
don't
with
rate
bad news
Skriniar,
first.
by the way.
You start with the bad
It's
news
better than
first,
Fofana.
so it gets better with every name you name. So you start with the Dumfries, the guy who's,
Well- Actually, I think Casade is probably the best player in there.
I don't know.
I don't know, Kai. You're coming off a bit negative and doom and gloom.
I'm
and
not
stuff
negative,
like
bro.
that, yeah.
I'm okay with
All
Yeah,
of a
it.
you're really,
sudden,
you're really,
his negativity
you're really bringing us
started to
down
show.
today.
No, for
No,
me,
no,
that
no.
was-
He's
Yeah.
upset.
Oh, because it's
Yesterday
been
he
such
was
an
like,
optimistic and positive stream. today.
yeah. Yesterday he's like, oh, we get into Young. Today,
Bro,
Sky
I
is
still,
back
I
and-
still, I still think we might get the young.
Nope.
Still, I don't think it's over.
Yeah, I think. But
No, we're not getting.
you think he stays?
He's
I-
staying
bro,
at Barcelona.
There is no man with
His
with,
gesture's
with,
frozen?
with a
Oh.
with a
Yeah, I don't know
normal
what happened.
set of balls who would stay at Barcelona after cutting his wages by half, bro. And after they threatened to sue him, what is he gonna do? He's just gonna start looking at them normally. Everything changed in that relationship, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that
it's
relationship
turning
is never
sour.
gonna be the same, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's
I think
that
you
a
can
puss-
cut the
maybe-
wage.
Maybe
I
he's
don't-
that a pussy of a man. He doesn't care. It doesn't hurt his
I
feelings.
don't think so.
I don't think Chad understands that the only things we say on here are things that we've read and have been reported by actual journalists. None of us have any inside sources at any of these clubs. So
Yeah,
if
fair
you're
people
think,
think you're in the know,
I'm an ITK, bro.
which I don't get.
I'm sorry, I just tell you what I've read, and if you don't like it, take it up with the journalist who wrote it.
Yes, Kai.
Apparently PSG won De Jong too. But they're not going to get him.
They can't afford it.
PSG won everybody.
It's crazy how we say PSG
Yeah.
can't afford things, but
They can.
they're on Suswash. They're on Suswash.
We should we should forget about FSG and just go for the Tielemans. No,
no, come on.
I'd rather have
Tielemans.
nobody.
Come on,
Tielemans
bro.
is crap.
Compared 50.
Oh my god, that dude is.
Can you,
He's a little
can I
overrated.
Lewis, can I suspend them for that comment?
What,
Can I
the
just-
Tielemans one?
No, the
No.
Wally Wido for that comment he made. Can I
No,
suspend
what?
them?
Why?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Stupid, man. Stupid comment. I'm
Just
sorry,
give
bro.
a stern telling off if you
Stupid
don't agree.
comment, bro. It's a stupid comment. Never make it again, bro. Don't go
So
for
I
a
take
walk.
it no one would bring in Tielemans for 25
No,
million.
nope. I'd rather play Mason fucking Mount.
Hell
He would have a
no.
good time shooting
Yeah,
at
one
kneecap
goal
at
alongside
training.
of Keane, and that's it.
First of all, Tielemans is not a 6. He's an 8.
He's
Yeah.
gonna be free next year, right?
He's a
He's gonna
false
be free.
8.
So
like Lasseter says, he's a
why?
false 8.
I mean, all he does is lose the ball most of the time, and maybe every once in a while hit a banger from outside.
He's even less defensive aware than De Jong. So let's forget
He's
about it.
overrated. Yeah.
I will take Neves.
That's always
Wolves.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
but
I would
that's
take
not
that as well.
that's not Tielemans.
Yeah, that's a better player. As
But
well.
I will
Better.
take Neves.
I think he's
That's a
going to
good
cost you
shout.
60 mil. 60 million pounds.
They ask for 60. Maybe we can agree on 45, 50 for bonuses.
You guys think we
You
can get
guys-
Aubameyang? Or do you think Aubameyang is?
No, I
No,
think
we're
we'll get
still talking
Zaha.
about the Neves.
I hope it's Aubameyang over Zaha, but
I don't want
I
Zaha,
heard
bro.
Xavi wants to keep Aubameyang, and Aubameyang doesn't necessarily want to leave.
Doesn't
wants
he?
to keep
Like,
I want
I don't
Aubameyang
understand.
just to make. I just
Arsenal.
want to make
I'm
fun
just-
of Arsenal
Bro,
fans.
I don't
that's
understand
Yeah.
Aubameyang. If I was Aubameyang, I would just want to come back just to revenge Arsenal, just to do the backflip at the Emirates. You
it.
know?
But that's what it
Let
is.
the
That's
fans
all I
off.
want. If
Score
it's-
a
if
winning
it's-
goal and do a knee slide next to
Yeah, like,
Arteta's head.
don't you want revenge of like a club that does you wrong? I don't understand these football players, man. They need a little bit more toxic masculinity in their blood. You know what I mean?
It's illegal. It's porn revenge is illegal in European Union.
Is it? Nice, not man.
I'd be surprised.
What?
What?
It's
Sorry,
a,
I heard
Revenge
that, like,
porn
what
is
were you talking
illegal
about?
in the
it's a
in the
documentary
EU.
that on Netflix is about the guy. Remember they made a website.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
if
yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
places
yeah,
on
yeah.
Netflix, you're
Most-
watching
Most
that.
hated guy on the,
So,
the
pick
internet.
up Andrew Dang with the super chat saying, I don't think we'll lose. to
I think he's a
Spurs.
vigilante, to be honest. But yeah,
Defense fest probably means a defensive match. I could see a 1 or 2-0 win for Chelsea. I don't think we'll lose to Spurs. 'cause
is
they
he
have a big
holding a
mental block
lightsaber?
coming to the
Oh
bridge.
my.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a kid. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Would you guys take
Yeah.
Rice for 50, 60 mil?
Oh no,
I feel like
no.
he-
I wouldn't take
Yeah.
Rice for 2 quid.
Rice for 50, 60? Yeah.
Yeah, if
Easy.
he would, yeah.
I wouldn't mind it because 50 is nothing really
Shut up,
today's
Chris.
market.
I'm gonna break up our friendship if you stop. If you don't stop, bro.
It's
I
just
don't want
50
Rice
million,
nowhere
Kai.
near the
Like
club,
it's not.
man.
If it's
Come on,
100
Kai.
million,
Why
I
did
would.
you buy?
Why even bring that up? Because you can't get him for that.
But Kai,
So
Kai,
why
Kai,
even
But
we
bring
next
that
still-
season
up?
he might be 50, 60 next summer though. Not this
No,
summer.
Kai,
next
we
summer.
got
Why would he- why
Kovacic,
would
we got
he be 60
Jorginho, we got
next
Kante.
summer?
Because he has
Like
2
he wants
years
to
left.
leave and they have to lower his valuation because he's not happy with that 120 price tag. 120 mil
If
price
they,
tag.
if they're in Europa or Champions League, God forbid,
Winter surfer.
it's going to be in the same position.
Yeah, but probably wants more ambition. I don't know. But I feel like you guys think Rice is a good player though. You guys don't rate Rice at all.
Oh
Like,
my god!
I think he's the
I
most
think he's okay.
overrated player I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in
he's
my
overrated.
Which
life.
one?
He isn't like
Really,
dog
yeah.
shit, is he?
His last
Which
his
one?
last good performance was in the Hobbit.
Hey,
bro.
I
He
don't want to
played
hear
yellow.
nothing from
Who
November.
what player?
Declan Rice.
Like I'm just saying, he's not. He's worth around 50 million to me.
50
And
million what? Better not fucking be pounds, bro. Maybe
50 million Egyptian
rupees,
pounds.
bro.
What
That's
do you
he's
think?
worth, man.
He said rupees. Man, said rupees.
Bro, if Rice
It's not
is
even
worth
equivalent to a dollar.
nah, man. Rice is overrated as
Yeah,
fuck, man.
this-
He is Balak if Balak was in a wheelchair, bro.
Oh my god.
I don't want.
I would take Balak in a
I
wheelchair.
understand you don't
Yeah.
like him, but like I wouldn't mind him in the squad for 50 million. Like he would
Balak
be
in
like
a
competing with
wheelchair,
cover.
man.
I thought we
South
stopped with we stopped with this. I don't mind him. Quality players. Who
No,
don't
but he's
mind
not
in
a
the
shit
squad.
player. I still think he's a good player, but like he's not
But
worth
I don't
100
want
mil.
good players. We had a lot.
I
of
wanna
good
know
players.
Well,
base-
you want all world class, do you?
Yes, we need.
Yes.
a few
Well,
world
that's
class
not
because our-
realistic.
Is our
We
midfield
brought in
A-
3 world-class players this year, right?
Is our midfield
What?
Asian or not? Is our
But
midfield
gestures,
Asian?
Cook-
like
I
he
wouldn't
started
call
every
Cucurella
game in
world-class
the
yet.
Euros as a 22-year-old and played like
I
decently well, like
That's
pretty
because
well.
Yet
Even last year,
Man
but
City
and-
went for
and a
Kevin
defensive
Phillips
formation
instead of
with-
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I call.
but
with
I just
another
felt like he did a
6
good
sitting
job.
beside him,
Yeah,
just
Seems
like,
like
he plays
Chelsea.
at West Ham.
Seems like Chelsea.
yeah.
Winter surfer comment, please.
Kai is the Declan Rice of this panel.
Says
Mad.
Winter Surfer, bro.
Personally, I wouldn't have
You're
it.
the Batshuayi of our panel, bro.
Guy, are you
Oh,
overrated?
Andrew, I wouldn't
So
have it.
what are you? What were you saying
Well,
about
that's
Kai? What'd you say about Rice? So we will know who you are. What'd you say about Rice?
Overrated.
Overrated.
Guy is
Extremely
overrated.
overrated, bro.
He's way
Okay.
overrated.
Way
You
overrated.
think Phillips is better?
I don't know what.
He is
Who?
overrated, yes.
Phillips,
I mean,
Calvin
Phil-
Phillips.
That's why I
No,
said
Calvin
he went
Phillips
for
is
he went
worse.
for Rice.
I mean,
think
for
so,
what
yeah,
he's doing
I
at
agree with
23
that.
years old in the Premier League, he's really good.
Oh wow.
I
What
think
Rice is
Rice
doing.
is good for the
Right, that's
Premier
why, because
League.
Rice is young. She's 23.
Oh, we're back to this young thing now, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I thought age didn't matter.
Age isn't a factor.
That's what I've been told.
It does.
Yeah, we want
Doesn't
them to
matter.
play football for us, not fuck them, man. I don't care about their
Is
age,
it been,
bro.
have you been told or have you been reported to?
That
So we can go
people
after the
have
journalists
said that
that told you
age
that.
age is not an issue. If they're good enough to play first team football, we shouldn't bring their age into it.
It's only
Who told you that anyway?
just
You've been watching enough.
It's only
You've
good
been
for an
watching enough to know that's
for
not
an
true.
excuse for bad performances.
League
But
Gunner?
Jester,
Talk about
if
potential.
Tuchel
That's it.
wants Rice, would you back him though?
Somebody's breathing very
Well,
heavy
you're
on
gonna
the
have to
night.
first of all, you're gonna have to tell
That
me
is
where he's
Kai.
ever
That's
said he
Kai
wants
breathing in a
Rice.
freaking.
He never said that
microphone.
yet. I'm saying if he does, in the
push-ups?
future.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do hypotheticals because
See the doctor.
if the
with that
world
kind of
ended
thing,
tomorrow,
man. You're
what would you
breathing like
do?
a madman.
I'd probably just sit out in the backyard.
Drink a beer?
Yeah, just watch it go
Mhm.
down.
Jester, a
Yeah.
guy named Shush told him to shush.
Take
The
a bong rip.
comments.
I'm deeply
Right.
offended.
Right. Anyone got any other final thoughts? Because I need to get some food before the next stream.
Next, oh, you got Shameless, don't you?
No. I'm on Coppish at 9 p.m. There's a Premier League show.
Real quick, what's happening
Wait.
with Ziyech? Is he gonna be? Is he gonna leave?
He's gonna stay.
Ziyech doesn't look like he's leaving because
He's
the
gonna
AC
end up at
Milan
Man
is
United.
3-3.
He's gonna end up at Man
Yeah.
United.
Nah,
What the fuck, Andrew?
that. Fuck that.
Why?
They prefer Gapco though. I think
So he can
why
be
would-
shit for. So he can be shit for them.
Well,
I'm all for that.
I'm not giving a Ten Hag player to Ten Hag when they are rivals.
Why?
Fuck that.
You know he might play at the World
What
Cup.
actually-
100%, bro. 100%, bro.
I'm good.
Hey.
Let United rot and be shit. I don't even care if Ziyech still ends up here. But not
Hey,
to
was it
United.
true they went after Werner as well?
Yep.
tried.
Yeah, Werner rejected them.
Not strong
That's
interest.
the
though.
level.
If they were going to get any
they
player,
got
that should have been the player.
We got
Yeah,
rejected
they-
by Timo Werner. If that's not a bigger fall from grace, I don't know what is.
This
They,
Rashford,
they can't even
link-
sign Rabiot.
Because his mom.
Yeah,
they-
He wants UCL football.
Yes. He didn't
He's
get
like, Mom,
permission
can I
slip
play?
from his
Can I
mum.
play in Manchester? He's like, no, can't play in Manchester.
This Rashford link to PSG. Rashford link to PSG is crazy. Why would PSG sign that?
How has he fallen upwards like that?
Oh God, he's a deception. God,
Because
That's
that
crazy.
league,
CR.
what Rashford is good at is kick and run, and he can do that in that league and get away with it.
Yeah.
Can't
sure.
do it. You have to have more technical skill in the Premier League. So it suits
That's,
him
that's,
fine.
that's the biggest. I'm sorry, the Premier League is the biggest kick and run league out there. What are we talking about?
By the way, Scott, do you want Declan Rice at Chelsea?
No, I don't. Fuck off.
What about for 50 million? 50
It's
million.
confirmed, bro. It's confirmed.
Get the bin, bro. I want technical.
Not even
technical
fucking-
no,
not
I
even
want I want technically
50
gifted
pesos, bro.
footballers.
As a squad player.
No,
As a squad
get in
player.
the bin. I want technically gifted football players.
Amen.
Well, we got
Scott knows.
Jorginho is technical, like, and people
So
can
we
play
need
the
one. We need one, Chris. We need one player's technical ability, bro. And the rest.
No,
bums.
okay, Kovacic, technical.
Chris,
Kovacic
you do
is-
know our midfielders are Asian. We need to start like rejuvenating that.
Yeah,
Don't
but
be
age
surprised if Kovacic
age
is
doesn't
gone
matter
next
for
summer.
Jorginho,
Stop,
really.
Jester, stop, bro. Stop, bro. We're gonna
Yep.
have a feud, bro. I'm Jester, as we speak.
Why
I'm
is that?
blocking you on Twitter, bro.
Tuchel don't rate him.
Yeah, he does.
Tuchel don't rank Kova.
He never starts him. I don't know why.
why do you get that?
I've
from?
heard Tuchel talk
Did he
about
play it?
that.
Did he play at the weekend?
He
No.
literally came
He
back.
was-
with
he
injury.
wasn't
had to
fit.
do an
No, he
extra
wasn't.
session.
He
He came
wasn't.
from
No, he
injury.
wasn't fit for it. He wasn't fit for
Yeah,
it.
he
even
he
said.
literally they did a game after the game, after the match, just for them to for the player who don't have
Fitness.
fitness to
Yeah, he
gain
doesn't-
fitness. So
So
just
how is
not
he
fit.
not fit after going through preseason?
No, he came from
Because
injury during
he
preseason.
when he came to preseason, he had an injury. He came to preseason
Yeah.
with an injury. So
Yeah,
now
even Tuchel said
helping
it.
his fitness. Even Tuchel said it.
He don't rate anybody in our midfield or in our attack.
Is,
No,
is that why we
do. I agree with you that we do need new midfielders because the midfielders that we have now are aged. We don't have enough options. Out of all the midfielders that we have, only 3 of them are good enough for Chelsea for me.
Name
And
him.
even that's a stretch.
Named him.
That's quite obvious. Jorginho,
Kovacic,
Kante.
Kovacic, Kante, and Jorginho. The other ones are just
Right.
potential.
You know
At
that
the moment,
two of
bones.
those are linked to leave this summer, possibly.
Yeah, that's just it. But that's why I'm one of the biggest advocates for someone like a De Jong. Because
Yeah, I
we do-
agree.
I think we do need to refresh it there because that midfield is needs some refreshment. And I don't mind a DM as long as he's fucking mentally inept, you know?
Yeah. I would like to see Sergey and Young brought in this summer and let Kante and Jorginho go.
Big up, my guy. Love, appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up the stream here anyway. Do need to get some food. Big up everyone that's locked in. We'll be back tomorrow at the usual times of 2:30. Yeah, big up everyone that's been locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully it's a busier news day because it has been a bit of a quiet one, but we'll see. Until then,